I'm just being honest. I should have went to college, but I was thinking violence. It's a one West world. We the fucking loudest. Break it down, we break ground. We don't break no damn promise. Let's get active, dog. Don't tell me how you feel about it. You can't say it too much. They ain't learn enough. You maxed out the first quarter. I'm still warming up. These niggas tossing up a brick. They can't score with us. Who gonna come against us? On the Lord with us. The niggas riding for you. Hope they ride till they crash. Put my name in your mouth. I put my belt to your ass. I ain't running no race. I just hope that I last. All the niggas you look up to, I consider them trash. Only time you seen a leader was in Wayne hand. Niggas that dap you, then pop you with the same hand. I'm a main player. I stick to the game plan. They don't really fuck with you. That's your main man. We them niggas came through and made your city hot. Yep, said he in the field, but he really not. I ain't casting no stone, I just let him rock. And that's the kind of story they gon' read about. But if it's war, it ain't no tapping out. Rip, still heat, spit like a dragon mouth.
I'm trying to get to the bitches too.
That code leadership. Cold leader, a nigga sick, I got that faux fever, that COVID shit, got that old Nina, I let it spit, got that brand new 9, fold you like a full-time, ain't a rapper on my level, told you that a few times, bet your bottom dollar, save it like a coupon, old glass with the new wine, break a few minds, black party with a few dimes, get my shoes shined, murder shit, fight a few times, enemies done, how are you a co-survivor when we don't leave none, shit, put it on tape, watch it like a rerun, I got partners with the grills when we get my teeth done, open face shit, cult leader waiting on my spaceship. You don't see us winning, better go and get your laces. Basics, infinity garland matching the bracelet. Made me get the snapping like Thanos in the ring. The way I walk like a cult leader. How I talk like a cult leader. How I move like a cult leader. Everything off the meter. One West undefeated. How I walk like a cult leader. How I talk like a cult leader. How I move like a cult leader. Everything off the meter. One West undefeated. Come on. Got it all playing, riding for my dogs, man. Cram a couple niggas with blickies up in the small van. Jungle like Tarzan, jewels in the armband. Still drink a cold old English out of tall can. Drinking more liquor in the river. We got 2 doors. World domination, I'm bald like Lex Luthor. Gotta stay focused, sounding like Doc Umar. Ain't no dashiki, nigga, my squad needs me. Got the lions through the graveyard like Rafiki. But this ain't no Disney, more like a horror movie. 4K, too high quality for some Tubi. Cats wanna watch it, better pay for the premium. I don't rap for free no more. Pay the team in them. You really wanna hear me? Cut the check to the committee. I ain't had to sell my soul. I ain't had to party with Diddy. All I did was grab the killers out every one of these cities. Cause I walk like a cold leader. How I talk like a cold leader. How I move like a cold leader. Everything off the meter. One West undefeated, and I walk like a cold leader. How I talk like a cold leader. How I move like a cold leader. Everything off the meter. One West undefeated, and I walk and I talk like a cold leader. And I move like a cold leader. Undefeated, cause I walk like a cold leader, and I talk like a cold leader. How I move like a cold leader. Everything off the meter. One West undefeated, and I walk. West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends, so we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nominee a domino. So what you fucking trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid. Shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance. One West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers. But I ride like I got group 5 for Uber. Rhymes hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by black Apollos, let the semi holler. The showstopper, then the stopper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going up for Patron, premium of vodka. I put extensions on the clock, modify the chopper. It's war heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest salad. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when they eat song, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had them niggas feel like a tire, they're the deep. And I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Food igniter, I'm winning coming through with the style because I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
Hear the hunger in my voice. They used to tell me to speak up. The problem was of what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just won't change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. Self-revive, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This dialogue, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. It's all passion. It's tradition. It ain't fashion. It's no action. They make pressing. It's still passive. I think massive. No response. That's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots. I'm cinematic. I ain't average. I'm an overthrow fanatic. I go, you lose and win like asthmatic. I got first. That's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons. In the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up. Now when I was young and running wild and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch, I had to get it as vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rip out $1 for every dollar you counted, I would be broke. Watch it be close, got a better chance, spots in the go. And they know I'm raw, and they know the squad, and I'm feeling lost, still in charge. I don't make it follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they on Mars. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, he told me let it all. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that guy in me. You can focus on the downs, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me.
I try and make the news, I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna be the level. Y'all out here looking like fools. Home truth, I ain't never had to choose.
I'm trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna pay the bill. Out here looking like fools. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna pay the bill. Out here looking like fools. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up. Like food, home of the truth. Y'all ain't never.
Y'all about Shimmy outside, brother thumb. How was your mouth thumb by Shimmy outside? Clap it up. Let's get it on. Lock in. We'll rock it out now for the second night of Hanukkah. I'll answer all of your questions, solve all of your problems, try to make you not hate each other, at least for a few hours. All right, so let's get it on. I'll take your questions in the room and online, please. Right up front, Warrior. You got it.
Shalom, General.
Shalom, Warrior.
If I may, I would like a breakdown on 2 verses.
Please.
Isaiah 48, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my cord. I am he. I am the first. I am also the last.
Where are we reading from?
Isaiah 48, verse 12.
Okay, read one verse above it.
For my own, for my own sake, even for my own sake, would I do it.
Mm-hmm.
For how shall my name be polluted?
Mm-hmm.
And I would not give my glory unto another.
Unto a what?
Unto an other.
What does that mean? I will not give my glory unto another, meaning what? First of all, who's speaking? Let's start with that. That's the Most High God speaking through the people who speak for him, which are the prophets. The prophets speak for God in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. You understand that?
Come.
So this is the prophet of God speaking. What did you say we were in Isaiah?
Isaiah chapter 48, verse 12.
Isaiah 48 and verse 1. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Verse 1. Hear ye this, O house of Jacob, which are called by the name of Israel.
Mm-hmm. So you know who he's speaking to. This is the Most High God speaking to Israel. But one more question I need answered is, what does he mean when he says, I will not give my glory to another? What does that part mean? Please.
He would not share his power with no one else.
He will not give his glory to another, which means he will not share fame or power with another God. Right? He will not share his glory. Glory is fame. Like if somebody is glorified, that means that everyone sees them. Everyone knows they're great. They're praised. That's glory. It's synonymous with shining. That's where the term comes from, to shine, right? Glory is shining or prestige. The Most High God will not share that with Allah, with Buddha. He will not share that with Jesus Christ. He will not share that with the Holy Spirit. He will not share that with anyone or anything. It's his. That's the point. Continue.
And are come forth out of the waters of Judah,
Mm-hmm.
which swear by the name of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and make mention of the God of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
but not in truth.
Meaning they come out of the waters of Judah, meaning out of our bloodline or out of our lineage. And we talk about the Most High God and we praise the Lord, but not in truth. We're not actually sincere about it. You understand? And you see that happening today in the Christian church. You see that happening in the court where they swear on the Bible every day in court. They behave as if they believe in God, but it's not in truth. Continue.
Nor in righteousness.
You get that, I'm sure. Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Just to make sure, nor in righteousness is talking about our actions, right? We talk about God, but of course we do not keep his commandments. You understand? Continue.
Verse 2. For they call themselves of the holy city,
Mm-hmm.
and stay themselves upon the God of Israel.
Upon the what?
The God of Israel.
They call themselves a holy city and stay themselves upon the God of Israel. Keep going.
The Lord of hosts is his name.
Keep going.
Verse 3. I have declared the former things from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and they went forth out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I showed them.
So someone give me out. He thought it not robbery. That's the precept this brother's going to need. Keep going.
I did them suddenly.
Now skip down to your question. Now, I believe we read enough above it to get the context, right? So now we'll go down to your question.
Khan. Verse 12.
See if I can move this thing to the side, to over here. If it's all right. Please go ahead.
Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my cord. I am he. I am the first. I also am the last.
Now, what does that mean? Well, first of all, what would a Christian say it means? That's a good place to start whenever you're trying to understand a breakdown. What would a Christian say this is talking about?
Well, they will use a verse in Revelation 1:17 to prove that they're talking about Jesus.
They would say that Jesus is God.
Khan.
How do you know for a fact that can't be so?
Because he prayed to the Father.
Well, I'm not even talking about all of the mountain of evidence that says it's not so. I'm talking about right here. Remember, think about it. You're in a battle with a Christian. He wants to read this. So you want to cut him from this first. First, let a Christian see he doesn't even understand the precept he pulled. So we're going to start right here and stay right here. Right here, we know this can't be talking about Jesus Christ. We read it a couple of verses ago. You recall?
Khan, in verse 1.
Please.
All right. So, verse 1. Hear ye this, O house of Jacob, which are called by the name of Israel, and are come forth out of the waters of Judah, which swear by the name of the Lord, and make mention of the God of Israel, but not in truth.
You're not there. I will not give my glory unto another. I will not give my glory unto another. What does that mean?
He's not giving his glory to.
He's not. You're about to say the word. You were about to say it. Say the word you were about to say.
Not giving his power.
Sharing. You were about to say share. He's not sharing his glory with anyone, not even Jesus Christ, which is why I said that earlier. He's not going to. Is God going to say, well, Jesus is God and I'm God? Would the Most High do that?
Nah.
He would never do that. That is not who he is. He would never share his glory with another. He would never say, well, I'm God and the Holy Spirit is God. Because if he did that, then he would be saying what?
Sharing his glory.
He'd be sharing his glory with God, with the Holy Spirit, and he'd be sharing his glory with Jesus Christ. I know someone that knew that God did not share glory, Jesus Christ, because when the cat just gave him a compliment, that's all the cat did. All the brother said was, oh, thou good man. Jesus Christ stopped him. There is none good but the Father. Why didn't he just say thank you for the compliment? I'm asking you. Why not just say thank you, brother? I appreciate the compliment. Why didn't he just say thank you? Because
he knew he wasn't as righteous.
Come on, no, be right with me. Because he knew what?
That he wasn't God.
He knew God doesn't share glory. You understand?
Concept.
He knows that you can't say, you can't give me a compliment, because if you give me a compliment, what will I say? What has Commander General Yana taught me to say if I get a compliment? It's a very One West thing to do. Do you know? You hear it all day.
Most High in Christ?
Most High in Christ. Give him a hand. That's why we do that. We don't take compliments. Do you understand? Now, I'm not Jesus. I'm not part of the Holy Trinity. And I still don't take compliments because I know God doesn't share glory. He won't share it with me. He won't share it with Commanding General Yohana. He won't share it with Jesus Christ. He won't share it with anyone. That is who he is. Jesus Christ knew that, which is why he said this. Christians will say, because it says, I am the first and the last, that means he is the exact same person that said it in Revelations. He is not. But the man in Revelations thinks the same way. Jesus Christ is the first and the last, meaning what? He won't share you with the Sadducee and Pharisee. He's not doing that. He's not sharing you with some loudmouth that came out of Jerusalem that thinks that he can be your king. Will Jesus Christ share you with Herod? He will not. Will the UPK say that we're equal with other Israelite groups? What do we say?
We are not affiliated with no other group.
We are not affiliated and associated with any other Israelite group. Why? Because we don't share glory with other Israelite groups. We're not Jesus and we're not part of the Holy Trinity, but we think like God thinks. God does not share. That is an American concept. It's democracy. It is not how God thinks. There is one God and there is no other. Jesus Christ is not God. The Holy Spirit is not God. Buddha is not God. The white God in the Christian church is not God. There is no God but the God of Israel. There is one king of the nation of Israel and one savior. There is no other savior of the nation of Israel. There is no one else and no other way for salvation but Yahushua Jesus Christ. There is one path to God right now on this current earth, and that is by following Commanding General Yohana in the Israelite School of UPK. And we don't think it's wrong to be that way. That's your precept. Whenever you're ready, I'll take it. Please.
Salakia, if I may, the precept I believe you're looking for is Philippians chapter 2, verse 6.
Go ahead.
Who being in the form of God.
Brother, read it, please. I'll take, listen, because Jesus Christ is so great, let's get a strong drink up in here in the next minute. Because he is, listen, not for me though. Most High is right. Give him a hand. He understands. He's been around. He understands. The young brother will read it. Go ahead.
Philippians chapter 2, verse 6. Who being in the form of God.
Who being what?
In the form of God.
What does it mean to be in the form of God? Form of God. Meaning this. Christ thought the way that God thinks. You understand? The way he thinks, the way he operates, they are one. They're one, meaning they think alike. They're in the same, they have the same goal. You get my point? Who being in the form of God, go ahead.
Though it not robbery.
He thought it not what?
Not robbery.
He thought it not robbery. He didn't think it was evil or thought he was committing some crime or stealing. He thought it not robbery. Go ahead.
To be equal with God.
He didn't think it was a big deal. Why? You only got one God, right? We'll have only one king and only one savior. Well, there were many people that thought they could save Israel. Precept. It's in Acts, the 4th chapter. There were many during the time of Israel that rose up, many different groups that rose up. And then Peter gave the names of all of the different, I want to say it's Acts, the 4th chapter. When the different groups popped up, there was tons of people that popped up and said, no, following this man is the way that Israel will be free. Is anyone familiar with what I'm talking about? Who are the brothers will get it for you. Listen, Jesus Christ is not sharing with the zealots or with the Essenes or with the Pharisee or Sadducee or the Sakari. He's not sharing with them. And the UPK is not sharing with the Christian church or some fake Israelite you follow online. You think we'll be equals with them? You think we'll all come together in some united nations of drug addicts and baby killers and women killers? We're not coming together with them. And we don't think it's wrong. We think it's not wrong to be because we're in the form of God. We think like he thinks. If you have it yet, let me know. If not, I'll get it for you. Please tell a brother where it is. Hold this one, Ak, and this is another precept you need.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse. I'm gonna start at 35, and then it goes into the different concepts.
Start at 35. 5
yes,
sir.
35. And he said unto them, ye men of Israel, take heed to yourselves what ye intend to do as touching these men.
Let him read.
Yes, sir. Kind of what concept?
Acts chapter 5, verse 35. And said unto them, ye men of Israel.
This is Peter speaking. Ye men of Israel. Go ahead. Once again, telling you who he's talking to. Go ahead.
Take heed to yourselves what ye intend to do as touching these men.
This is not Peter, but this is when the Pharisee was plotting out whether or not they should kill Peter. Because Peter now is back out on the street. He had completely reformed himself from the fear and cowardice he felt when they took Christ. Now he had the Holy Spirit up. He was all the way lit up hot, and he went out in the street to teach. And of course, the Pharisee thought that they should kill him. They plotted on ways to kill him, but one of them stopped them and said, I'm sorry? Kamala L. This is the one that's stopping him. And they're saying we should be careful first before we plot on killing this man. Keep going.
Khan, verse 36. For before these days rose up, did this.
What's his name? Theodos?
to this?
Solid, good enough. Before this time, this other cat rose up. He was a big nut. He was a big wig. He was like Bishop Nathaniel and T.D. Jakes and Marcus Garvey. Oh, it's been so many black groups that Commanding General Yohana has had to contend with. The Ansar community right here in New York. He had so many battles with the Ansars. And Dr. York. Oh, he was a big something in his day. You might not know about him. The older brothers know about him. Ooh, he was a big deal. Ooh, he was a big, the 5%ers. Hold up now. The 5%ers, we had to battle Harlem. To take Harlem from them, we had to fight. We had to straight up and down fight to take Harlem from the 5%ers and from the Ansars. Look at us now. Now they're gone. You understand, don't you? We didn't think it was a big deal to get rid of them. We didn't think it was anything that we should not be willing to share Harlem with anyone. Right. Continue.
Khan boasted himself to be somebody.
Oh, he thought he was a big deal, didn't he? This cat thought he was something else. He boasted himself to be somebody. Go ahead.
To whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves.
Ooh, 400. How many did Jesus Christ have when he died and rose? 11. He had 11 men. This cat had 400 cats with him. Jesus Christ went to the cross with 11 men and his mother and his brother crying. And that's that. Continue.
Khan.
And the other Mary too. The other Mary was also there. Go ahead.
Who was slain.
Who was what?
Who was slain.
He got killed. Keep going.
And all, as many as obeyed him, were scattered and brought to naught.
Oh, when he got killed, you know what happened? His whole movement went away like the dust in the wind. Ask the Marcus Garvey followers, they know what I'm talking about. He had 1 million people. 1 million people Marcus Garvey had. And for somehow they documented that back then. And he had 1 million people. Well, then he went to jail and it was over. Dr. York went to jail, over. Polite went to jail, over. Oh, they were such biggity, muckety muckheads. They had so much knowledge. So many people following them. Dr. York had a pyramid somewhere in Atlanta, a whole pyramid. Wesley Snipes went to go worship. Say again? They called it Tamaray. That's a song. They called it Tamaray. It's gone. The whole thing is gone. Jesus Christ is not sharing with these cats who rose up. They got killed and they were gone and their movements ended. Keep going.
Khan, verse 37. And after this, man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of the taxing.
The taxing was always a time Judah hated because, of course, you had to give these devils your money. And groups would step up and say, we shouldn't have to pay these devils our money. We shouldn't have to do it. And so groups would step up and rebel against the Romans. Continue.
Khan, and drew away much people after him.
Much people followed them, huh? Much people, like old nasty Nate with a whole line full of LGBT men. As that AIDS riddles through his body, allegedly. Continue.
He also perished.
He did what?
He also perished.
He's not here anymore. You don't know who Tazadaki is, do you? You don't know who I'm even talking about. I know you don't, young man. I know you don't. Well, I know you don't. All right. There's a lot of them. The UPK has always refused to come together with fake Israelite groups who had our 12 tribes sign and thought for some reason we should be in league with them. We resist that. Jesus Christ resisted it. God resisted. They don't share. Continue.
Khan, and all, even as many as obeyed him, were dispersed.
You get that, brother? Keep going.
Verse 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught.
They said, listen, instead of killing them, leave them alone. Because if it's not of God, then it's going to end with him because we already killed him. So let's not kill all his members. Let's just don't worry about it. Well, look at us now. Here we are today on the other side of the world. And we have our nationality, our language, and we pray and face our land. We didn't leave because Jesus Christ is the only rightful leader of this nation, and he doesn't share. You understand? So when you read God not sharing in Revelations, you're just reading about how Jesus Christ doesn't share. But Jesus Christ damn sure knows he doesn't share with God, which is why he said there is none good but one, and that is the Father. You understand? Próximo, preguntas. I forgot to read the Spanish, mi español, but I'll get it in when I can. Any more questions?
There's some questions online.
Go ahead.
A brother says, Shalom, Lord in Christ, Salakia Adawan. This is from ISUBK, Louisiana. If I could, Baba Shah, with your grace, of course, get a breakdown on Matthew chapter 3 and verse 10.
Absolutely, Warrior. It'll be a pleasure to break it down for you right now. Go ahead, up.
While they grab that, a quick shout out to the zones here with us, Trinidad in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And Milwaukee with us.
Trinidad, I see you. All right, Trinidad, Milwaukee, get on. Order, Jerusalem. Well done. Give yourselves a hand. Let me do me Espanol real fast, all right? Make sure I got it and get it good. Nosotros somos la Escuela Israelita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Comenzamos en 1 Oeste Calle 125, Harlem, Nueva York, desde 1969, debajo del mando. General Johanna Carnales, esta es la verdad. Si tú eres hombre hispano, negro o indio nativo, tú eres Israel, el pueblo elegido Dios. Tu madre y tu padre dicen que somos un culto y mantienen su iglesia sin culpa, pero su iglesia es culpable de todo. One second. De todo lo que nos están pasando. Órale. All right, Akim, let's get it on.
Matthew chapter 3, verse 10. And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the
This
trees.
is a question about something?
A general breakdown on this verse, sir.
Okay, give me one verse up.
Khan. Verse 9. And think not to say within yourselves, we have Abraham to our father. For I say unto you that God is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham.
I got you. Let me give you a general breakdown about this. The point of this precept. Get the brothers a docket Bible. He might need. You have a Bible lock? You ready to rock? To what? The general point is that the rich in Israel thought that their lineage, that their prestige meant that they were guaranteed to rule. And Jesus Christ is letting them know in the spirit that they're not. That they're not, their positions aren't guaranteed. Think America back during the civil rights movement. You had all these doctors. You ever wonder why every black leader calls himself a doctor? They all do it. If any black leader steps up, he has to go, Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Polite, Dr. Sebi. None of them are doctors. Not one. But you have to do that because that was a very popular thing during the time, like the early 1900s, 1920, 1930 was very popular to be a doctor. So everyone just called themselves doctor, and black people used to love it. It's something that came from that, right? Those were families of people who believed that they should be in charge because of their father. Even Umar Johnson to this day says that I'm the descendant of Frederick Douglass III. That's how everyone was back in the day. Martin Luther King, his father was some old muckety muck in Atlanta. All of them had fathers that were just, big time black preachers. And they thought that meant we all should listen to them, that we all should obey them. Jesus Christ in the Bible said they should think again. Don't think like that. Now that's the point, and now I'm going to break it down to you. But that's the point of this. You can go one more verse above it.
Khan, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Bring forth, therefore, fruits, meet for repentance.
Jesus Christ is saying, bring forth fruit, meat for repentance, meaning go out and change people. Go out and change them. The people are sinful, and that sin is causing them to be prey to the other nation. Now, you go out there and you change them. That's the job. You go out there and you bring them back to God. You go out there and you bring them back to their laws, their customs, their culture. So that now, instead of being prey to the other nations will be our prey. Continue.
Verse 9. And think not to say within yourselves, we have Abraham to our father.
Don't think that. Don't think we have Abraham to our father. You know, we come from the seed of Abraham. We're good. We don't have to work. We don't have to go out and bring forth meat good for repentance. We can simply sit on our lineage. We should be served by everyone. Everyone should come and bring us their money because our grandfather was muckety muck muck preacher the third in Georgia. Don't think like that. Continue.
For I say unto you that God is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham.
Don't think that's something. Don't think that who your grandfather was means anything. It does not. And brother, that exists today. That same sentiment exists, especially in churches. You know, they think that there's something because of someone in their family. And they think we're nothing because our fathers were killers and drug addicts. And because of that, this school is just we're full of gangsters. That's all. They look at you and they just think you're in that school full of gangsters. You're nothing. You're a bunch of street niggas. Get a job. But they would never tell Creflo to get a job.
Right.
They look at Creflo like Creflo was doing his job. He's from the Ebenezer Blabbity Blob Church, and his father was Ebenezer the Third Smith. Don't think like that, Akim. That's not how the disciples of Christ think. We believe we have to work. That's what we think. We don't think we can simply sit back and earn money because of the prestige of our family. We believe we have to work. Continue.
Verse 10. And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees.
Oh, here we go now. What are trees synonymous with, young brothers? Family trees. Guess what's happening now? The axe is laying at the foot of that tree. These family trees are going to get chopped down. You know, all of these big head preachers, all of this Pharisee, the Sadducee. Oh, that was a family. That wasn't just cats that got a job. That was people that could trace their lineage back to Judah Maccabee, which is what we're having this remembrance for tonight. The Judah Maccabee family, they're the Pharisee. Them. That's their family, the Hashmonean dynasty. They can take their lineage back to Judah Maccabee. And we're having a Hanukkah for them. Can you imagine? The Pharisee thought, who would tell them what to do? Who would tell them that they're wrong? Give me a precept for you right now. That's just perfect for this, all right? You're going to give me the book of, stand by, Akim. You're going to give me, this is a real good one. You're going to give me, hey, Shalom, sis. Give me Ecclesiastes 4 and 13. This is the precept for this. Ecclesiastes 4 and 13. You read this, Zadok, all right? Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament, not the Apocrypha. Zadok, you got it? Help him out if he needs help, all right? Ecclesiastes 4 and what did I say?
13.
4 and 13. That's your precept. Any other questions? You can get them on deck now.
Come on, so we got a few ready for you.
Okay, Zadok, you ready to rock? You got it.
So
Sit back in your seat, though. The words will come out loud.
So I return and consider all appreciation.
1 second. 1 second. Let me see. It doesn't sound right. Ecclesiastes 4 and 13.
Better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king who is still more to be abolished.
Perfect. Give him a hand. That's perfect. Now read it. Now read it again, Zadok, and just pause line by line. I'll break it down for you. Go ahead. Nice and loud.
Better is a poor and wise child.
Stop right there. Better is a poor and wise child. This is a young kid, and he's poor, but he's wise. He's wise. That poor and wise child is better than what? Go ahead.
An old foolish king.
Stop. Than an old and foolish king. This is the reason. Keep going.
Who will no more be
Admonished. The word admonishment means like checked. You won't let anyone correct you. Now, you're an old and powerful king, but you won't let anyone tell you that you're wrong. Well, a young child who is poor, but he's wise, he's better than that king because he can take correction. Well, those rich families, brother, the Hashmonean dynasty, the Pharisee, the Sadducee, the Essenes, the Sakari, the Zealots, they believed that they could not be wrong and no one could tell them what to do. And because of that, they were rejected by the Father. But Jesus Christ had men that could be admonished. They didn't think that they knew everything because of their family bloodline. They thought they had to go out and work. They thought they had to go earn it, which is the point of this. I believe I broke it down for you, but that's the breakdown. That's what that whole thing is talking about. Good to go? Anything else? Any other questions to us, Doc?
Khan. Brother, one Westmar Daka asks, Shalom, General Yahweh Shem Yashar Barakatah. Salaki, sir, if you see fit, can I get a general breakdown on Palm Sunday?
Palm Sunday. What is that? I remember that.
Palm Sunday is Sunday before.
Give the microphone. Oh, right. Break it down.
So Palm Sunday, you know, when Christ came and they laid the palms in front of him. So before he died and resurrected, the Christian church have Palm Sunday before Easter Sunday.
Palm Sunday is the day before Easter.
Is the week before the Sunday before Easter Sunday, and they make palms, form it in the shape of a cross, of course, because Christ, they laid the palms in front of Christ when they came into the city.
And that's the one where they burn it and put it on the foreheads.
That's the Ash Wednesday, I think.
That's Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, I think that's Ash Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So Palm Sunday is not Ash Wednesday. I thought those were the same thing.
Yeah, Palm Sunday, not Ash Wednesday. No, Ash Wednesday, I think, is in March, I think.
Okay.
And then Palm Sunday is like the Sunday before. You go to church, they handing you the palms. Everybody got a palm in the church. You form it into a cross.
You know,
and now you representing Jesus Christ the week before he died.
Well, there you go. Give him a hand. I don't think I've even seen that before. Wait a minute. Do they walk around with him?
Yeah, they're hanging in the car.
Listen,
when I was Christian back in the day, they put it in the car like an ornament. You know how you put a car freshener in the car? Right. So if you go to church the week before that, you're going to see everybody in their car with a palm. They coming out the church walking with the palm. Yeah,
hanging from the mirror. All right. Well, that's Palm Sunday, young brother. Salaki. All right, good to go. Próximo preguntas.
Salaki, sir. A brother asks, any advice, General Sir, for getting into the truth? Where should they start?
For getting into the truth, you have to start with the ISUPK branch nearest your city. So you just find out what city you're in, and then you go to isupk.com or to ISUPK on all forms of social media, and you find out what ISUPK branch is closest and most convenient to you. And that is the only way that you can start in the truth. There is no other way to come into the truth but that. Done? Next, próximo.
Khan. Salakia Adwan, if I may, can I get a general breakdown on 2nd Esdras 8 and 55 through 60, Baba Shah?
No problem. You got it.
8 and 55 through 60.
I got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
This is a general breakdown, right? Nothing in specific?
So it's a general breakdown.
Go ahead.
2nd Esdras, chapter 8, verse 55. And therefore, ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish.
Ask thou no questions. 1 second. Okay, one more time, please.
Khan. 2nd Esdras, chapter 8, verse 55. And therefore, ask thou.
One more verse above it, please.
Khan, verse 54. Sorrows are past, And in the end, it showed the treasure of immortality.
Immortality. Let's keep going. That's just talking about our life here. And the scripture, like a scripture like this, is great comfort to the Israelites who are suffering in hell today. Great comfort, meaning the sorrows are past, and the next is immortality. You understand? Right now we're suffering. Right now we're poor. We're in the ghettos of America, South and Central America, in Haiti, in the Caribbean. But we're going through this and getting through this together. And in the end, immortality. Immortality means you live forever. To be mortal is to die, right? That's what mortal means. To be immortal means you never die. Our kingdom, our glory will never end. The glory you see around you today will end. It's temporary. Our glory will not. Continue.
Khan, verse 55. And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish.
You see, this is Ezra. This sounds like we're in Ezra. Is that right? Okay, this is when Ezra was struggling with faith. Ezra was suffering under needing to know when was this oppression going to end? When was the oppression of his people? When will it end? He was suffering under it, and he wanted to know when. When is it over? When is it over? These people who have ever been reputed to be nothing have now become lords over us. When will this be over? And so the angel is telling him, right now, we're going to get through this suffering, and next, immortality. So stop asking. Stop asking and get through it. That's the point. Continue.
Khan, verse 56. For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High.
For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High. How did the Israelites take liberty? When they decided that they were free to make their own choices. I know you've heard about this. This is, bedrock doctrine in the Christian church, free will. You've heard that before, correct, Warrior? Free will. Christians love to talk about that. But we all have free will. We have free will. Free will is how we were led to disobeying God. That free will is what led to all this suffering. Thinking that we had the choice, when really the choice was between life and death. We were free to choose death. And because of that, we all die. Continue.
Khan, thought scorn of his law. And
we thought what?
Thought scorn of his law.
You see that? All that freedom, we thought scorn of his law. We hated God's law in that choice. And that choice, we begin to hate God and hate his law. We hate God because he gives us a law. We would surely love God if he let us eat whatever we wanted to eat, celebrate whatever we want to celebrate, have sex with whatever we want to have sex with. We love him the way we love the white Jesus. We love him the same way. But because God gives us rules, we want freedom from those rules, and we scorn his law. Scorn means to hate. Continue.
And forsook his ways.
You get that? What are his ways? Hanukkah are his ways. Hanukkah is not a law. It's not a Sabbath in the book of Leviticus 23, but it is absolutely a tradition kept by the Israelites. Absolutely, it's part of our culture. It's one of our ways. Continue.
Verse 57. Moreover, they have trodden down his righteous.
Moreover, they have done what?
Trodden down his righteous.
Moreover, they have trodden down his righteous. What is that speaking about? All of the prophets that we killed for demanding that we keep that law, including Jesus Christ, the greatest man to ever live, who we killed because he wanted us to repent and change. We trodden down his righteous. Continue. Trodden down means to step on or walk on. The book of Hebrews said, how much sorer a punishment if they trodden down the Son of God. And we absolutely step on the Son of God. Every day we do it. Continue.
Khan, verse 58. And said in their heart that there is no God.
What do they say in their heart?
That there is no God.
That's what we all say in our heart in the world. There is no God. We say it in our heart. Why? When we decide that we can celebrate Christmas because we want to, because we like it, because it makes us feel good. We can be a LGBT person. Why? Because our heart is like that. because we enjoy it, because it makes us happy. That is saying in your heart that there is no God. I appreciate that. See me about it, all right? Go ahead.
Yeah, and that knowing they must die.
And that what?
Yeah, and that knowing they must die.
Yea, and that knowing they must die. Why do we die? Because we say in our hearts, there is no God. Because of the liberty that we take with God's law and his customs. Keep going. Was that his question? Where was his question at?
Just a general breakdown of those 5 verses, 55
Where are we
through
at
60.
now?
59.
Okay, well, there you go. You got it. Anything else?
Con. Milwaukee has a question.
Go ahead, Milwaukee.
Shalom, y'all. I have a question with on 137. I know it's talking about Judah and Israel, Esau taking over Israel, but I wonder what is Psalms 137 and 7.
What did he say he wondered out? The last part?
I couldn't really hear.
You said you wonder what out?
137 and 7 about Edom taking over Israel. I know it's with us in the future. I mean, us right now.
All right.
But I want to get a breakdown on this because I don't know what is this.
Okay. Verse are we going to? Psalm
137 and 7.
Psalms 137 and 7. We might need a little more time to get into the all of those breakdowns we got to do tonight too. Just let you know. All right, go ahead, Doc.
Me?
I believe someone reading here for you. All right, no sweat. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem.
I got you. I think I understand now, warrior. This is David remembering the day of Jerusalem. When you look up the term the day of Jerusalem in your Zondervan Bible dictionary, it's speaking about when the Babylonian Empire conquered Jerusalem. Jerusalem has been conquered by the Babylonians, the Assyrians, and the Romans. They came in and destroyed our homeland. And the Greeks. The Greeks also conquered us. Our victory over the Greeks is what we are celebrating tonight. And for the next 6 more days, we're celebrating when the Greeks took our temple and we took the temple back from them and rededicated it. We opened it up brand new for business. That's called the rededication. The term dedication means like a grand opening. So we had a new grand opening. That's what the rededication is. A grand opening is a dedication. A rededication is a new grand opening. Everybody understands because the temple was closed because the Greeks were sacrificing pigs on our altar. So it was closed for a time. Then we took it back and we rededicated it. So what you're reading about right now, warrior, in Wisconsin, you're reading about David remembering when the Babylonians took our temple. When they took our temple and destroyed it. So that's what he's saying. That's what he's talking about right now. All right. Go ahead.
Come. But it's 2 parts in that because
we're gonna keep reading it.
Come.
We're gonna read it. So just as long as you remember that part first. The day of Jerusalem. The day of Jerusalem is when the Babylonians destroyed our temple and took over our land. Go ahead.
Khan, who said, raise it.
The Babylonians, when they took it over, the Edomites were in league with them. So the Babylonians were the main military force. that took it over. But the Edomites who lived around us, if you look at the map of Israel, the land of Edom is right on the border of Judah. So as the Babylonians were going to war with us, the Edomites sided with the Babylonians. And when the Babylonians were killing us and burning down our temple, the Edomites said, raise it, raise it. The term raise it is Old English for burn it. The term raising a village or raising a city is Old English for burn the city down, burn it down. So the Edomites were on the side of our land saying, burn it, burn it. Keep going.
Khan, even to the foundation thereof.
Even to the foundation, meaning imagine our temple big and tall. The Edomites are saying, burn it down to the foundation, burn it to the ground. That's what the Edomites were screaming. That same thing is happening to these other nations that see the cops kill us and strangle us. You look at it like, oh, that's terrible. White people see it and they go, about time. About time they clean up that subway in New York. About time they clean up that border over there in Mexico, over there on the border. About time they get it together over there. They love to see us be killed. They love it. Well, the Edomites did that when the Babylonians were killing us. They said, burn it down, Babylonians. Burn it down to the ground. That's burn it to the foundation. All right? You understand, Milwaukee?
Kamala, sir.
There more. I'll keep reading. You want me to keep reading?
Kamala, 8.
Khan, verse 8. O daughter of Babylon.
Oh, who?
O daughter of Babylon.
Who is the daughter of Babylon? The Edomites. The Edomites are the daughter of Babylon. That's why David is saying, remember the nation of Edom. Remember the Edomites, O Lord, in that day. And then he says, O daughter of Babylon, because the Edomites are a country, a society built in the exact same way that Babylon was built. What is Babylon? What's one of the major remnants of Babylon today? The Christmas tree. The Christmas tree was established to worship King Nimrod, who was king of Babylon. They buried his body under a tree, and then his mother/wife made everyone worship her son/husband every year on his birthday, December 25th. That's Nimrod. Oh, daughter of Babylon. What else was Babylon synonymous for? Attempting to build a great tower, so they could reach unto heaven to overthrow God where he sits. Someone give me a church steeple. I know you've seen the church steeple everywhere you go. Church steeples where the church is pointing up to God. Pointing up to God. That is Babylonian. That's a replica of the Tower of Babel. When they wanted to build a way to reach up to God, to reach up there to him, to fight him. You want to read about it? You read about the Tower of Babel. When they planned on making a tower so tall that instead of just ruling the planet, they could rule heaven. And what has our oppressor done since then? Went to the moon in 1968 or 69. Now he's at Mars and Saturn. Give me the symbol for the Space Force. Give me the actual symbol that a branch of the United States government uses today. They're called the Space Force. You have the Marines, the Air Force, and you have the Space Force. Oh, not the actual emblem. I'll show you. Skip down. That's straight from Star Trek. That nonsense. give me it has a pharaoh on it. Pharaoh is on their actual emblem. There he is, right there. You see him? What is this? Space Force set to establish new Delta to run Intel Hub Air Force versus Mexico. That's the symbol for Space Force. And what head is that? That is Pharaoh's head. Pharaoh rules Egypt already. You see him? Where is Pharaoh looking to? He's looking to rule the stars. He already rules the planet. He rules the planet right now. He's looking up because he's planning on ruling the stars. He wants to fight God. He wants to go up there and rule more than just the earth, but he wants to rule the stars as well. That's the Tower of Babel. That's why church steeples point up. to God, because that's the Tower of Babel. Oh, daughter of Babylon. Keep going.
Khan, who ought to be destroyed.
Who are to be what?
Who ought to be destroyed.
Who are to be prayed for.
Who ought to be
Who
destroyed.
are to be asked for God's forgiveness.
Who ought to be destroyed.
The daughter of Babylon is going to be destroyed. I think I'm going to go for now. They are to be destroyed. That's the future of Babylon. That's the future of the daughter of Babylon. That's the future of the Edomites, to be destroyed. Continue.
Happy shall he be.
Is that all? Like, we good here?
Sorry.
What? Next. Proximo.
Khan, sir.
Proxima or Proximo? Which one is it? Proximo. I'm going. Go ahead.
Brother Ankle Toe Knee asks, please explain Isaiah 57, 1 and 2.
Ankle Toe Knee. I remember this, brother. All right. What's his question again?
Please explain Isaiah chapter 57 and verses 1 and 2.
No problem, warrior. Isaiah 57, 1 and 2. You got it.
Isaiah chapter 57, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The righteous perished, and no man lay it to heart.
Oh, brother, listen, you've seen this happen every day. I want to say ankles, toes, knees, and toes, but I know that's from having too many kids. What is? Say his name.
Ankle Toe Knee.
Ankle Toe Knee. Ankle Toe Knee. That's happening every day. Every day. The righteous perish and no one take it to regard. You see what happened right here when they strangled that brother. When Daniel Penny strangled that brother on the train. Where was that train at anyway? When he strangled right out here, I believe. That train was blocks from here. When that man got strangled, every black person and Hispanic on the train walked over him and left. The white people on the train held his arms, held his legs down while Daniel Penny strangled him. Did anyone mourn for the death of a poor brother whose life was so terrible and death so sad? No one cared. No one cared about him. That's this precept. That's this precept. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think that that brother who died on that train is more wicked than Daniel Penny? He is not. He is not. That brother on that train, that schizophrenic brother would have had more mercy than to strangle some man to death when simply holding him down would have sufficed. You tell me you got bouncers in nightclubs every day that can hold people down, put them on the ground until the police get there. A bouncer can do that. You telling me a trained Marine doesn't know how to hold somebody down and wait for the police? That schizophrenic would have had more mercy. He would have had more mercy. A bouncer in a nightclub would have had more mercy. Oh, Hazahah, please, microphone.
Brother's name is Jordan Neely.
Jordan Neely is the brother who was killed. Daniel Penny is the one who killed him. Well, Daniel Penny was set in the president's box at the Army-Navy football game. He's a hero. He's more of a hero than the people who are in the Army and in the Navy, because they didn't sit in the president's box. The people who are in the actual military fighting in Afghanistan, they did not sit in the president's box. But a white man who killed Jordan Neely on a train when he could have just held him down. Now, here's the sad part. If that white man would have held Jordan Neely down and the police would have come, what would have happened to Jordan Neely? Now, if you could understand this, then you'll understand this precept. See if Fingers and Toes knows what I'm talking about. I forget his name. Lord be with me. Brother, what if, let's say Jordan, what's his name? The murderer.
Daniel Penny.
Let's say Daniel Penny just held him down. The police came. The police would have done what? What would have been the end of that situation? Let the Fingers brother answer the question first. Give him a shot.
Come on, sir. A quick one, perhaps, while he's doing that. Brother asked Salaki, sir, I understand Feast of Dedication. Where did the name Hanukkah come from? I'm assuming it's Hebrew.
It is. It's Hebrew for the dedication of Hanukkah. That's it, warrior. The white man, our oppressor, he bastardizes the phrase into what is he called?
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. Into Hanukkah. The actual pronunciation is Hanukkah. All right. Did the Fingers brother know yet?
He has not responded yet, sir.
Who wants to answer the obvious question? If you live anywhere in any American city, and you know what happens in this case because it happens all the time. Someone is erratic. Someone is behaving in a way that seems erratic on a train or on the street. He's held for the police. And what happens, please?
He said quite possible they would have killed him.
No, it happens every day. Please, officer.
Oh, Salaki, so if I may, usually the police would just put him in handcuffs, bring him to the hospital, and he get the 3 days evaluation about his mental illness. Because it happens every day.
It happens every day. Let me tell you what's happening right now outside. Someone is behaving erratic, or they might be on drugs. They might be going through a mental crisis. Some neighbor, store owner holds him down. The police come. The police take him into a mental facility, a hospital, or the hospital ward, the ward of a hospital for schizophrenics. They get held there for a 3-day evaluation. At the end of that 3-day evaluation, they give them medication and they let them go. That's what happens. It happens all day, all the time. Do you understand that if he didn't kill him, that brother would have been out of a mental ward in 3 days? Instead, he received a death sentence for doing the exact same thing that would have gotten him 3 days in the hospital. That's the exact same crime. That crime would have cost him. He's on the train. He's acting crazy. People are scared. They hold him. The cops come. They put him in the hospital for 3 days. Why? Because he has a mental problem. He has schizophrenia. They're not going to put him in prison. They're going to put him in a mental ward for 3 days. He'll get some medication and go home. Instead, he was put to death for something that would not have even been considered a crime to go to jail for. Now, that's a fact. You understand, fingers and toes? That's what would have happened. Instead, he was killed. And the person who killed him got to sit with the president at the Army-Navy football game. The righteous are killed, and no one takes it to what? Read that again. Give me the video with the cop who refused to shoot the brother. No one takes it to what?
And no man laid it to heart.
No man laid it to what?
No man laid it to heart.
Righteous are killed, and no man layeth it to heart. That is what is terrible about the death of Jordan Neely, is that no one cares. No one lays it to heart. The Jordan Neely death is completely justified legally, unless you have a heart. If you have a heart, you look at that thing and you go, that shouldn't happen to a man for having a mental crisis. That shouldn't happen to a man who hit no one, didn't touch anyone, didn't actually hit any person. If you don't have a heart, then sure, it's legal. He was threatening them with words. They were scared. He choked them. In the process of choking him, he killed them. According to the law of America, that's legal. But if you have a heart, no man could think that that was legal according to conscience, according to your heart. White people do not have hearts. And to understand that will save your life. They don't have that. Can I hold that video? Give me the cop who's saying it. There's a cop in Florida. Every black and Hispanic person should listen to him because what he's saying is absolutely legal. No man taketh it to heart. The brother will put it up on the screen. Then we'll play the other one. Please.
Good, sir.
Officer, me one more time, please, officer. Then otra vez. That means more wine. Again, wine again. Otra vez. Watch this one too, Warrior. I appreciate you. Go ahead.
Sir. Officer, Abaja put in the comments the same thing I was about to say. Most of the time, people just ignored what he was doing, so he wouldn't even.
Oh, yeah. Listen, man, this is New York. This is the first time you saw a crazy person. You see him every day, all the time. And you look at him and you go, oh, that's crazy. So some of them cats you see on the train every day. The whole train probably knew him. They see him every day at the same exact time. He scream and he yell. He scream and yell. You know he's not going to actually do it. And so because you have a heart, you don't kill him. Because you go, you know what? My father, the same thing happened to him. I have cousins just like that. My brother is just like that. My mother is just like that, walking around in the Bronx with a shopping cart. You see, we look at poor people and we feel a connection to them because they're suffering the same thing we suffer. But there are people that do not have a heart, and that is what this precept is about, officer.
So, like I said, if I may, even the so-called gangsters around the neighborhood wouldn't touch him because they know him. That's Crazy Lou right there.
Crazy Lou,
you know
Crazy Steve, Crazy man. This cat, you know him and you leave him alone because you know he's not going to do anything at all. And you don't want to kill someone who's suffering. You don't want that on your heart. You don't want that on your heart. What do you have up? The cop. The cop who?
The message is you don't have to have a firearm. You don't have to have a knife to be a dangerous individual.
Stop.
And if you come to this
America, now you better realize that. A person does not need to threaten you with a gun or a knife to be dangerous. And if you're dangerous, they can kill you. That's the law. You don't need, in our mind, we like, well, he didn't have a gun. White people don't care if you have a gun. Don't care if you have a knife. You're scaring them. Scaring them is enough for you to die. That's it. Now think about how much and what would it take to scare them. You being in the room, you walking in the room scares them. Play it again.
The message is you don't have to have a firearm. You don't have to have a knife to be a dangerous individual. And if you come to this county and if you use extreme violence to try to carjack somebody from their car, if you get shot, that's on you. You can protect yourself and your property.
Listen, man, you don't need a knife. You don't need a gun. Lord knows if you try to carjack somebody, you know, with saying, get out the car, you're dead. They're killing you. Well, Jordan Neely was killed because he was in people's faces. He was looking all erratic. He was saying mean words. He was threatening. Legally, that means he can die. You can kill him unless you have a heart. Now, I'm going to show you someone with a heart. If you want to understand the difference, this video best crystallizes someone that has a heart. Now, I want you to watch this video until you hear the word please. Everybody focus. Until you hear the word please, that's what you're looking for, the word please. Play it. I'm needing a moment, so it's not that. Take your time. While we're waiting, let's give out some money in here tonight. Clap it up for the kids. Thank you, Captain Desire. Yeah. I see somebody very good over there in that corner over there. Real quiet. Get the sister's attention right here. What's her name? You're watching out. You're watching out. You've been a good girl. You want some money? Come on and get it. Give her a hand. Look at her. She's so feminine and nice. She's just like her mommy. Go ahead, girl. You're raising this girl. I see what you're doing. Come on, baby. You're a very good girl. Good job. Good job. See who else is being good over here. Let me see. Somebody could be a little better back there. Oh, good job. I gotta give it to my. Thank you. The water. I am good girl. Good job. I'll get her on camera over here. Stand right here so everybody can see. Good job. Good job. How these brothers acting right here? They sitting down, they behaving properly? Let's give them another couple of minutes and see how they behave. All right, go ahead. We ready?
Salaki, sir, TikTok is calling it sensitive content, not allowing me to pull it up without logging in.
TikTok won't let you play. Oh, that's a terrible one. There's a video of this cop. We might have to put it in there in the editing of this cop who had heart. He had too much heart to shoot someone. And we'll play it later, all right? That's the answer. I believe I answered this brother's question right here. Am I good here?
Kind of, sir.
All right, go ahead.
So there's a question, a quick question perhaps. What does not abhorred an Edomite mean? And does it mean it's a sin to hate white people?
It absolutely is a sin to hate white people, but you don't know what hate means right there. To hate white people right there, that word means to treat hatefully. It is a sin to treat a white man hatefully, which means you cannot go punch a white man in the face because he's white. You can't burn his house down. You can't lynch him. You can't deny him employment simply because he's white. In essence, you cannot treat white people the way they treated us. That is against the law, which proves one thing about the Bible and about Israel and blacks and Hispanics. We would have never treated them the way they treated us. Never. It's in the law. Give me that sister saying it out, that writer. One of my favorite writers. I forget her name all the time.
Kind of Toni Morrison.
Toni Morrison. She wrote The Bluest Eye, which is an outstanding book that's banned in Texas. It's banned. Toni Morrison said it. This scripture, warrior, is the proof that we would have never treated white people the way they treated us. We would have never done it. To abhor means to lynch, to assault, to strangle because they have a mental disorder, to burn their houses down, to burn crosses in their front yards. That's abhorring an Edomite. Our laws say we cannot do it. Go to abhor not an Edomite, and I'll explain. It's right here in the Bible. If you ever thought that we have some racial problem with white people, this precept proves that is not the case. We don't have any racial issue with white people. We don't care about their skin color. We don't care that they're a different race than us. Their crime is what we have odds with. Their crimes against us. You need this, and you need, because of their violence against thy brother Jacob and Obadiah.
Video.
Okay. Play this video first. Listen to the brother that asked the question. Who asked the question?
A brother called Supreme 666.
Supreme 666. That's a weird name to choose. But here's the answer to your question into what abhor not an Edomite is. Go. This is Toni Morrison speaking, brother. She's a very famous author who wrote excellent books. If you would like to read them, they're not the Bible, but they're entertaining and informative. All right, go ahead.
During the civil rights movement, there were women who would rush out to the schoolyards when they were trying to integrate schools, and they would push over the school buses. If I see, say during the civil rights movement, there were women who would rush out to the schoolyards when they were trying to integrate schools, and they would push over the school buses that were bringing black children to these schools, push them over and set them afire.
Toni Morrison is talking about something that was happening in the 1960s and when they began to integrate the schools. Schools were integrated after Brown v. the Board of Education, a Supreme Court case that now demanded that the schools in America be integrated. So they began to bus black and Hispanic children into white neighborhoods and send them to white schools, right? During that time, bus loads of black and Hispanic kids would appear in school districts in Alabama and Mississippi, white school districts, and the mothers of the white children would come over to the bus and rock the bus until they turned the small school bus over. White women would go to the bus and rock it in an attempt to push it over. That's now play it from the top and remember what I just said. Go ahead.
If I see, say during the civil rights movement, there were women who would rush out to the schoolyards when they were trying to integrate schools, and they would push over the school buses that were bringing black children to these schools, push them over and set them afire. And when I saw that, I was wondering whether I could ever get a group of black women under any circumstances, from any walk of life, to hurt some white children, to set a bus on fire full of white children for any reason. Prostitutes, drug addicts, ministers, teachers, black women of any level. Could I call them all together and say, we have got to burn these white children? And I didn't believe I could ever find that. So I thought
give her. Because she's right. He's right about that. I don't care if the women are crackheads, heroin addicts, prostitutes. You will never find a group of black women that will go out and hurt white children ever. And that is what is glorious about us. That's a good thing. That's a good thing that we're not like them. We have a heart. We could never treat white people the way they treat us. Never. And you think if we were in charge, then we would lynch white people, kill their children? We would never do that to them. We would never abhor an Edomite. We wouldn't do that. It's against who we are. It's against our conduct and our morality to go lynch little children and cut off their heads and burn their houses down. That's why we should be in charge and not them, because we have a conscience. We have a heart. We would never treat them the way they treated us. God forbids it. God forbids us to treat them the way they treat us. We're going to read it right now in the Bible. Go ahead.
Khan, Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite.
That's the law. That's the law. What does abhor mean? The direct translation is to treat hatefully, to turn their buses over with their children in it, to drown them the way they would drown us and drown our children, to burn our houses down with our wives inside of it. We can't do that to them. We're not like them. We are not animals, and they are. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. Continue.
Khan. For he is thy brother.
For he is thy what?
For he is thy brother.
He is thy what?
Thy brother.
For he is thy brother. Now, someone hold Obadiah 1:7. You see, what are they speaking about? They're speaking about Jacob and Esau. Jacob and Esau were a pair of fraternal twins. They were born at the same time, but they didn't look alike, which is what fraternal means. They were brothers, except one brother went to kill the other brother. But Jacob would never kill Esau. But Esau absolutely tried to kill Jacob. We're not like them. They don't have a heart. We were brothers, Jacob and Esau. Now go to Obadiah 1:7. This is to 666. Obadiah 1:7. Read that, please.
Khan, Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy...
Am I right? Does it say, because of thy violence?
Verse 10.
Please.
Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
For thy what?
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
The Lord said, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Who was Jacob's brother? Esau. You see, Esau committed violence against his brother. We would not do the same thing to them. But they absolutely wanted to kill us, and they are killing us to this day. And because of that violence, read it again.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
For thy skin color.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Because they don't have this. They have more money than us.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Because we're two different races.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
You see, 666. Our issue with white people has nothing to do with race. It's about crime. And the same way, if a woman was raped, her telling the police that this man raped her is not hate. No one would say, why are you hating that brother, sister? Why are you calling the police? Would you do that? Would anyone say, hey, sister, I heard you called the police on the man that raped you. I heard you testified in court. Why are you so evil? Why are you hating that man that raped you? No one would accuse her of that because she is the victim of a crime. And it's not hate to report it, to talk about it, to tell someone that it happened. The Israelite School of UPK, we don't turn over buses of white children.
Right.
We don't lynch white people. We don't harm white people. We tell the truth about their crime.
Right.
We tell everyone. We report it. That's not hate, brother. That's not hate at all. That's asking God for justice. Keep going.
Khan. Shame shall cover thee.
Because of thy violence against thy brother Jacob, you shall be lynched.
Shame shall cover thee.
They'll turn over a busload full of your children.
Shame shall cover thee.
Here's what the white man has to deal with. While he's Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and he gets richer and richer, you're going to have to deal with the shame of your crime. And the Israelite School of UPK is going to shame white people.
Right.
Shame you every day.
Damn right.
Shot. And that is not treating him hateful. That's not that. That's not that at all. That's talking about what he did. That's what you need. Read one more about an Egyptian. Yeah, that's the same thing. You get the point, 666, brother. That's a poor, not an Edomite. All right.
He made a couple of follow-up comments.
Please.
I believe he gets the breakdown.
All right. No problem. All right. Go ahead.
Brother says, Shalom, Lord of Christ, Alawat. If I could, sir, could you break down how the oppressor turned black women against black men in slavery, resulting to what we have today?
How the oppressor turned black women against black men in slavery. Okay, now is that to say that if there was no slavery, what would be happening? Women would just be, obeying every word that you tell her? I don't know about that. Okay, a lot of brothers say that. I haven't found any truth of that because, of course, there's scriptures in the Bible that speak about the evil that a woman can do. I can't say you can trace back a disobedient woman to slavery. When there were disobedient women, mainly one we all might have heard of. Her name was Eve. Have you heard of her before? Okay. She's in the Bible, Eve. And of course, her crime brought death into the world. I don't know if I would trace, disobedient black and Hispanic women throughout a warrior to slavery, especially not when there's a person named Eve in the Bible who made us all die. Okay. So I don't know if that's true. I think it just might be a fun thing to say. That people like to say, let's get these young brothers some money over here. They being good and quiet. Who wants to step up first? Who has it? Come on up here. You right up here, brother. You been waiting, lurking around trying to get it. Yeah, I see you're a wise man. Good job. Very good. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. He's on the right there. The water, brother. Good job. I underbar. Where's the next young brother at? Give me this one right here in the orange. Right here in the back. Okay, when you get done, give me this young brother right here. Then. He's looking strong with his braids. Come on up here. Come on and get this cash, brother. You're behaving yourself like a man. Well done. Good job, warrior. Get clap it up. I end the ball. Give him a hand. All right. I'll get one more and then we'll see about it. What's next? Here he comes. Come on up and get some, warrior. Look at him with these strong braids, too. Come on up here. Good job, brother. You're behaving yourself like a man. Well done. All right. Good job. All right. All right. Okay, where are we at now?
Come on, sir. Might be a good time to get into your topic.
All right, let's do it. Clap it up real fast, all right? We'll get into it.
Good job. I also have.
Am I missing any questions from the brothers in the other camp schools?
They have not indicated that they have
no sweat. Questions. All right, let's get into it. What's first?
Let's see. First up.
Now we'll get into the topics that we're going to go over tonight. The warrior will put up some videos up on the screen. We'll break them down for you, give you the precepts that you need to understand them. All right? Whenever you're ready.
Now, during final times, European nations are sending pamphlets to their citizens on how to prepare for and survive a crisis or conflict. Sweden has issued its 10 million citizens with a new survival guide that opens with this warning.
Sweden has given out survival guides preparing their citizens for World War III over there in Sweden. World War III is at hand. It's about to happen. Over there in Europe, they're preparing for it. They're preparing for it. Now, if you think it's a joke, the Ukrainians were preparing to fight the Russians for the last 10 years. Some of them thought, oh, it's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. Yeah, they're in the middle of those woods now, starving to death, fighting the Russians. Now fighting the North Koreans, who are fighting for Russia right now in the Ukraine, the North Koreans. That's world war, because it's not simply the Ukrainians fighting Russia. It's the Ukrainians, the Americans fighting North Korea and Russia, which South Korea is next to coming on the side of the Americans in the war. That is World War III. They're preparing for it right now in Sweden, passing out pamphlets to let everyone know what are they supposed to do? What can they do when World War III begins? Next story. I need to get into the Travis Hunter.
In the 50s, Area 51 was specifically set up by the...
What else? Oh, the UFO thing. This is another good one the brother's about to pull up. As everyone knows, very close to here.
Area 51 to spy by the CIA.
You ready? Very close to here in New Jersey. There's been all kinds of drones in the sky at night. Oh, they've been flashing their lights. I mean, and white people are terrified. White people act so tough out. There is no more fake tough guys than white people. All of them with that old camouflage they wear and that old hat. Any white man wearing a baseball hat and sunglasses, I'm looking at sideways. You know how they got a baseball hat, the sunglasses on top of the baseball hat, with wearing camouflage. He thinks he is the mighty hunter Conan. He thinks he is the toughest white boy in the world. They're all tough. They all hunting elk. All of them is elk hunters. Every last one of them. They all act so tough. Every one of them is in the Navy SEALs. Every one of them got an MOS 327, EOS E5. All of them. They're so tough until lights start blinking in the sky. The lights in the sky, they literally cried on TV. Crying every night, going to the governor and the senators and the president, crying about the lights in the sky. Let me help you out with the lights in the sky, white people. Stop crying. Stop crying. You're terrified over nothing. You're terrified over something you can buy on eBay. You can buy a goddamn drone on eBay. I wish I could give you the videos of how many drones are in the sky of America. Drones are delivering all the packages. Give me how fireworks shows are no longer fireworks, but they're drones. Find that real fast. Because of the threat of fire at a fireworks display, they've been replaced with drones. And you got to see what these drones are doing in the sky. Instead of fireworks, they now have drones. And the brother will pull them up on the screen now. It's insane. And this is drones in the sky making faces, doing all kinds of moving tricks and nonsense in the sky. Yet white people in New Jersey are terrified because they are cowards. White people are cowards. They're scared to death, which is why they're gun nuts and they go gun crazy, because they're scared every day that they wake up. And they believe that the more they shoot, the more they go to the gun range, the more elks that they kill. That will protect them. Then the lights start flashing in the sky and they feel completely unsafe. What do you have here?
Oh, so like this is a quick audio, but I don't know if you saw this, but I think my favorite one was the former governor of Maryland.
Yes, that's excellent. I saw that.
He posted a tweet just freaking out about the drones, and then everybody in the comments immediately was able to identify the star.
It was a star. It was a star in the sky. He lost his mind, urinated on himself. Do you have any of the drones with the fireworks displays?
I have some audio, sir.
Okay, you need visual for that.
Count.
You need to see the drones in the sky instead of fireworks displays. Levi.
If I may, out of one, is it because that these Edomites know of the coming judgment of the Most High? Is that why they so terrified?
It's absolutely at the core of it. But if you want to go very deep into white culture, white people only can fight if it's unfair. You understand? That's it. Okay. White people would never get into a fight with an equal. Never. White people fight when your hands are tied behind your back. Then Iron Eagle, Rambo, Top Gun. But you have to be 2 feet taller 300 pounds lighter, and your hands tied behind your back. Then they are tough and strong. But when white people think it's even, they're not going to fight. They're going to avoid it. White people voted for Donald Trump because they were afraid to fight Russia. Go look up those stories. They believed that Kamala Harris was going to get them involved in World War III. They believed that Donald Trump would comply to Russia and they wouldn't have to fight Russia because they're scared of Russia.
Right.
They're terrified of Russia.
Right.
White people do not fight unless they have overwhelming odds in their favor, or else they'll make peace. They'll quit. In their mind, these drones are aliens or angels or something that might have the same power as them, which means they don't want to fight them. Please, trooper.
Yes, if I may, sir. And good to see you as always,
Good
sir.
to see you as always, Warren.
I seen briefly on social media, missile hit a building. I believe it was in the UK, and the people across the street just turned their head and watched it. You know, because I guess they are used to it. But then here in the States, if something, you know, minor happens, they'll make such a, because they're so frightened, they'll make such a issue out of it that they can literally put something on the shelf, cornbread, eat the cornbread and you'll be saved.
Yeah.
you know, the extreme and the fact that we're the brave Americans here, the Edomites, they're not accustomed to a fight.
Exactly. Give him a hand because he's telling the truth. Let me tell you, you can take this to every time a cop kills an unarmed black man. What does he say every time? I was in fear of my life. And here's the sad part. He is not lying. Do you understand? He's scared to death. You look up the history of gun laws in America, you can trace how scared white people are. White people cannot allow you to have guns legally. They cannot have it because they are terrified of you having a gun. Meanwhile, they have a bulletproof vest, a radio that can bring every cop in 3 states to the car. They train every day. The thought of you having a gun is scaring them to death, and they're going to kill you when you reach for your ID. Because in their mind, you have a gun and they have a gun, which means they have to kill you now before you pull it, before you reach for your ID. You know how many stories I can pull out every night about a cop killing some man reaching for his ID? I can do this every night. The brother has some right now. I could pull this story every night of a cop that this man is a licensed gun carrier. He goes to reach for his ID. The cop kills him, and the cop says he was scared. White people on the jury go, sure you were scared. I can understand that. He's black. He might have had a gun. They took guns from the North American Indians. They took guns from the freed slaves. They took guns from the Hispanics because they're terrified of fair fight. They cannot have that. If Jordan Neely would have had a gun, that devil would have done nothing but go to work. He wouldn't have touched him. That devil strangled him because he knew it was an unfair fight. He knew he could strangle him. The brother is incoherent and crazy and sick, and he knew that he would be a victim. White people would never fight a fair fight ever. And those drones, in their mind, it's a fair fight. And they're scared to death. What do you have here, Rock? I gotta go.
Oh,
if you don't have videos, then we don't need them.
This isn't the video, but this is the story of the cop that was pardoned by the Missouri governor.
Go ahead.
He shot a brother who was backing into his garage. He was convicted of this shooting. The prosecutors actually made the case that they staged him even having a weapon in the truck at all and planted that. Yet the same Missouri governor who refused to pardon the brother that everybody was supporting a few months ago pardoned this cop.
Fear is the basis of every cop that gets exonerated for killing an unarmed black man. Fear. Fear is what is built into them beating the case. I was in fear of my life. The white people listen and go, I agree. He was reaching for his ID, but could have been reaching for a gun. I'm scared. So the cop was scared, and that cop is not getting convicted of that crime. Fear. White people are scared. They're cowards. That cowardice gets us killed. That cowardice is what is getting us killed. They said that when Eric Gardner get killed. When Eric Gardner got killed right here in Brooklyn, you know what they said? He was so big. They said that. That was a defense. They said this cat was so big that of course we held on to him and we strangled him. That is, they said it in the defense. His size, the look of him. You're going to get killed because you're tall. You understand? You're going to get killed because you have a legal firearm. That's getting you killed because you're tall. They're scared of it. They're terrified. They shouldn't be in charge. The Lord is going to put brave men in charge, courageous men, men that don't feel they have the right to murder someone because of their own cowardice. I pray you understand. You can find the videos. Now I'm going to give you the heart of the whole UFO story. Now, if you're of a certain age, can't even count how many movies are made for the last 50 years. Star Trek, Star Wars, Independence Day, Lost in Space. Keep it going. The last 60 years, please. District 9, X-Files. I could just be here all night, right? The entire 60 years, War of the Worlds, the entire 60 years of UFO hysteria has been a lie. The entire 60s
area
has been a lie since the 1950s. This is a former CIA agent who's going to explain where the whole UFO phenomenon comes from. Please play it.
Set up by the CIA to develop the U-2 spy plane, which was this high-flying aircraft, 70,000 feet up it flew. When that was flying, it was mistaken for a UFO. When the CIA built the follow-on plane, which was called the A-12 Oxcart. Did you ever see any of the X-Men movies?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, so you know that plane they fly?
I do.
Right, so that's the SR-71. That's the Air Force version of it. It's a two-seater. The CIA precursor plane, which was totally secret, not declassified till 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It was a one-seater. It had a CIA pilot in it. They flew it out at Area 51. It went Mach 3 something in 1960, 2,300 miles an hour at 90,000 feet, okay?
You give me a picture of a refrigerator in the 1950s. Just hold that picture and you'll put it up there in a second. Any refrigerator in the 1950s. Whenever you're ready, keep going.
In 1960, think of what a refrigerator looked like in 1960.
And we're going to show you a picture of a refrigerator in the 1960s. They saw these planes in the sky, pilots. People saw them in the sky, y'all. This thing is 70,000 miles in the sky. It's going how fast? Mach 3. I don't know what in the hell that is. It sounds fast. That much I can tell you. It sounds pretty damn quick to me. Mach 3 in the 1950s and 60s. People saw it and they thought it was an alien. E.T. That's another movie. E.T. People would see the white man flying secret jets and secret aircraft that he was using to fight wars with. And they would say, that's an alien. Levi.
If I may, sir, Mach 3 in speed refers to a velocity that is 3 times the speed of sound.
What is the speed of sound, Levi? I don't know what the hell that is. Go ahead.
Salakia, so what it's saying that it's like a boom. It's like a sonic boom when it go past. So before this before
like
you hear the sound, yeah. Before you hear the sound, it's gonna pass you, then you hear the sound.
Oh, that sounds
that
fast.
sound
That sounds fast to me. Can you show me a refrigerator? You have that yet? That's it right there. Make it nice and big. That's what people had in their houses. That thing right there. Meanwhile, there's a thing in the sky going 3 times the speed of sound. They thought it was an alien. The CIA used that to be able to disguise their secret jets and secret aircraft and tell everyone it was aliens. It was aliens, really, when it wasn't aliens. Everybody. This is going straight into the foundational Black Americans. This is going right into it. You'll see in a minute. You're going to notice in a second. This is what I'm talking about now with aliens is going straight into Tariq Nasheed and the foundational Black Americans. They thought this was aliens. When you would ask the government about it, the government would say, we can't tell you about that. That's classified. You know, it seems like it might be aliens. You know. The government would help Steven Spielberg and help all these movie people make these movies that would prop up the lie that it was aliens. Go back and play the white woman. See me one more time with the chaser, please, Lori.
One-seater. It had a CIA.
Go ahead. Whoever.
Set up by the CIA to develop the U-2 spy plane, which was this high-flying aircraft, 70,000 feet up it flew. When that was flying, it was mistaken for a UFO. When the CIA built the follow-on plane, which was called the A-12 Oxcart. Did you ever see any of the X-Men movies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you know that plane they fly?
I do.
Right, so that's the SR-71. That's the Air Force version of it. It's a two-seater. The CIA precursor plane, which was totally secret, not declassified till 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It was a one-seater. It had a CIA pilot in it. They flew it out at Area 51. It went Mach 3 something in 1960, 2,300 miles an hour at 90,000 feet. Okay, in 1960, think of what a refrigerator looked like in 1960.
Keep going. Is that it?
That's it.
Yeah, it was all a lie, everyone. There's never been. And what was the base that they had these planes at? Did she tell you?
Area 50.
Area 51. Area 51 is where these planes were flying from, out in Nevada. Area 51 is the famous place that the Roswell crash happened, with the aliens crashed. Come on. That the aliens crashed at, and their spaceship is at Area 51. The entire thing was a lie to mask the spacecraft that the white man is building to fight his enemies, whether they be of this world or the next. The white man is building spacecraft to fight Jesus Christ, to fight the Most High God. He thinks he can do it because of his pride. His pride have lifted him up. He's making spacecraft to defeat Russia. He beat Russia. He's making spacecraft to defeat Jesus Christ. He will not do that. But he thinks he can. There's no such thing as aliens, young brothers and sisters. That's make-believe. It never existed. There never was any aliens. You are just a sucker for white people. Where is that bringing me to? Foundational Black Americans and Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed is not evil. He's just naive. Umar Johnson is not naive. They're both just naive. I'm going to prove that in a second. That doesn't make them evil. They're just childlike. Okay? Let me just try to get through the rest of these questions, and then I'll explain my point. Was there anything else?
Not on that, sir. I had the.
What else do you have?
The Kamala Harris video, if you wanted that.
Say again?
You want the Kamala Harris video, or you want it?
Not quite, not yet. That's in the Tariq Nasheed breakdown.
Did you still want the video of the drones?
You have it?
Fireworks show count.
Yeah, go ahead. Let me get the question in the class first.
The cities are now taking.
Salaka. So no, it's just a statement, because it's always like the propaganda. It was a weather balloon. They're known for saying it was a weather balloon.
It was a weather balloon. Yeah. It was the SR-51 Blackbird, and they just lied, and they made you go and become a lunatic about aliens, believing in aliens with big old eyes, naked ass aliens with big heads and big old eyes, naked. Don't be a sucker for white people, Art. Don't be a sucker. You come into the UPK, we're going to wise you up. You're going to get some goddamn wisdom and not become a sucker for every white lie like Tariq Nasheed. Continue.
So like I said, a sister asked in the comments, Salaki, sir, does that mean that no one actually sees chariots with the angels?
No, that does not mean that. It doesn't mean that at all. Sometimes there are actual chariots, but the ones that the white man pushes, those are all lies. All of them. But a person, a brother or a sister, can absolutely see a chariot of God. But that is not the alien phenomenon. Here's what I'm saying, and I'm not being shy about it. There's no such thing as aliens. You understand? I want to make that as clear as I can. There is no such thing as aliens. Can you see an angel of God? Absolutely. Those do exist. The angels exist. The chariots of God exist. Aliens don't exist. There's no such thing as ET. That's the point you got to get. You got to grow the hell up, man. Stop acting like a kid all the time. You still believe in cartoons and shit and everything like that. Transformers are not real either. You know that? Y'all didn't know that, I don't think. I think you thought Transformers were real. They're not real. Okay, you know Santa Claus ain't real. Wait a minute now. We just went through that. We just went. Am I breaking hearts? We just went through that. You know Santa ain't real either. Come on.
Salaki, sir, we went live after the Hanukkah last night, and the kids were explaining to everybody out there that Santa was not
Go
real.
ahead, kid. Where they at? Go ahead, y'all. That's right. You're going to have to, mature. You're going to have to stop being so susceptible to white lies. Okay, come on. Where are we at? Let's move along.
Concept. So, real quick.
The tech show.
How's it? Come on.
I'm trying to find a video right there. Years ago, I came across a video about a white boy. He went into a Freemason lodge in Boston, not Boston. I don't know if it's Boston, Massachusetts. It was in Massachusetts, and there was nobody in there, right? So he walked around, was reading the stuff in there, and on they had like a glass thing with some thing you can read in there, and it's talking about how the Freemasons they have a plan to fight. A thing in the sky with swords, swords and stuff. It was great. I'm trying to find it. I can't find the video.
Enjoy.
I saw a video years ago. I want to find that video. So,
I can dig it. No sweat. All right. Go ahead. What do you have?
Yeah, the drones, real quick.
Okay.
Valerie Castro explains.
2 years ago, NBC News visited Chipton, Colorado to see the big move to drones for the 4th of July celebration. But this year, they're bringing back good old-fashioned fireworks.
Did y'all see that? That was 2 years ago. They got an eagle in the sky. 1776. That was drones that could do that. That's years ago. You understand? The drones in New Jersey are just white people flying drones up there, scaring the piss out of other white people for some diabolical reason. At the end of this, you'll find out the reason. If I was to guess, I know what happens when white people get scared. They change laws. So if I was to guess, at the end of this, it will be illegal to fly a drone, or you'll need a what to fly a drone? Give her a hand. She knows white people. Yeah. Before you know it, they'll be saying, let me see your license. You got a drone? Where's your license at? Get your license renewed once a year. Let me inspect your drone. Let me take your drone to the drone inspector. Get your drone inspected. It'll be $300 to get your drone inspected. $300 for a drone tag, to get a tag on your drone. Another $200 because your drone was going too fast. Before you know it, this will just be another way for white people to make money. And it always starts with fear. Fear is how they make money. Sister, microphone.
Salakia, and don't let it have a camera on it.
Here we go. Now it has a camera. Well, that's another $200 for the visual fee. It'll just be another way like they do with your car. But now your car, you're getting it inspected. There's a crack in the windshield. You're paying for that. You're paying for tinted windows. Before you know it, this drone is going to cost so much goddamn money. It'll just be another income stream to the state because they had to pass laws because the drones were so scary. Now, that's just my knowledge of white people. But who knows what the purpose is? It's something about money. Something about money, because the love of money is the root of all evil. But who the hell knows? We'll find out soon. Please.
Salaki, so you're dropping it so heavy. That's the same thing that happened to the Black Panthers when they start following the laws about the gun laws.
Here we
Then
go.
You see so many gun laws come
my
around
goodness.
because they did exactly the same thing that the white people was doing.
Before you know it, guns, you could just carry them. There was no law against it. The Black Panthers started, get it registered, get it this. How big is it? How long is it? When do you have it here? Money, 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 money. Black people can't afford it. And that's that. It'll be something about money in the end, all right? We good to go with this. That's UFOs and aliens, everyone, all right? Congratulations. Next.
So we have another story about a brother being abused by the police.
Please.
Hey, wake up, bitch.
It's a stunning video uncovered months ago. The officer who sounded the alarm about what he calls a cover-up was arrested today.
Joliet Police Sergeant Javier Escueda walked out of the Kendall County Jail this afternoon. Escueda is the man who blew the whistle on the death of Eric Lurie and his treatment in the back of a police squad. He alleged his department tried to cover up the video, and now Escueda faces felony charges and could spend up to 5 years in prison.
Stop. I forget what tribe. I'm not sure what tribe is. That name sounds like Yashikar. It could be an Ephraimite, right? He went and turned in the cops. This brother they're choking, he died. He's dead. They choked this brother in the back of a police car. They hid the video. I believe he was a Puerto Rican brother. He was there, and he went and turned them in. And he got arrested. And he might do 5 years in jail. Because he went and blew the whistle on what happened. Why did he do it? Conscience is why he did it. Because this man, what? Has a heart. He has a heart. The things that white people do, you can only do them if you don't have a heart. If you have a heart, you can't do that to a person, to children. You can't do it. This brother couldn't stomach it. He went and turned them in. I can release the video. He might go to jail for 5 years for doing that. But he has a heart. And I pray the Most High God stands by him. Everybody understands. Next one for time's sake. Go ahead.
Another brother being abused by the police.
You're now seeing.
The final moments in the life of Saudi Lee. Today, his family releasing body camera footage showing the confrontation between him and a Savannah police officer. That now former officer is facing criminal charges. WSAB's Christine Quayle has been following this case for us. She joins us live from downtown Savannah with more on the family's call.
Emotional moment for the family, to say the least, when they gathered earlier today along with the lawyer in Lee's case for the release of this footage. Now, this case has been more than 2 years in the making, with Ernest Ferguson, the officer who shot Lee, being indicted for murder only just a couple of months ago. The family says they want to release this footage now because they want the public to know what they say truly happened. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and show you a clip of that footage.
What's up, man? Everything good? Yeah, everything's good. Yeah, I'm about to go to the house. Okay, sweet. Get my weapon license. Your weapons license? Where's it at? Where's it at? Hey. Hey.
Second.
So what you just saw is the moment Ferguson shot Lee in 2022. The Chatham County District Attorney, the prosecuting office, has said throughout this case that the body cam footage is a critical piece of evidence for several reasons. The biggest one being that the footage shows Lee telling Ferguson he has a weapons permit and to attempt to
He has a what? What did he have? A weapons permit. He's saying, I have a gun permit. I went down and paid the what? $30. Got the training. Went and did it. Ran my ID. I'm not a felon. He's saying, I have a weapons permit. He gets shot. He's dead. He died because he had a gun permit. You understand? Because he had the permit. Because in his mind, he's thinking, I have a permit. He gets killed right then. Because he's saying, I have a permit. He gets killed for having a permit. If you don't have a heart, then things like this are acceptable to you. Because I can guarantee I know why the cop killed him. I know for a fact why he killed him. Who wants to guess what the reason is, sister? He was in fear of his life. He was so scared. He was so terrified. Being a cop is the hardest job in the world. No, it's not. It's not. You can go out there and be on those fishing boats and die tonight.
Right.
There are about 20 more jobs more dangerous than being a cop. And I'm ask Alexa, what are the top 10 most dangerous jobs in the world? I don't have time. A cop is not going to be on that top 10 list. There are far more dangerous jobs than that. But, this is a dangerous job. So if I'm afraid, I get to kill people. All right. Everybody understands. Anything else?
Come.
Go ahead.
Well, that's all on that.
Let's go into Travis Hunter. Clap it up. All right. Here we go. I got a ton of phone calls about Travis Hunter. Now, you're going to have to explain the story to me. Okay? I'm going to say what I think it is. You tell me if I'm correct or incorrect. Travis Hunter is a very skilled football player. He plays for Colorado University. His coach is Deion Sanders. Now, because he's always in the media, his woman is in the media as well. His woman is a whore, I hear.
Concept.
He's married to a whore. How do I know she's a whore? There are videos with her being with men. Is there a video where she said Travis Hunter stays in the car while she goes into the club?
So while she goes to parties.
It's a rough one. It's a rough one, y'all. Here's where I don't have any Travis Hunter videos, though, do I?
There was just
I got to just tell y'all about it. Travis Hunter, she said, listen, Travis Hunter is fine with how I behave. He waits in the car while I go into the club and dance with other men. He doesn't mind. Okay. She whores, out of both draw legs, probably both of them. She has about 2 draw legs. I think she whores out of both of them. Right? Unless she makes a hole with scissors to whore out another hole. She's a whore based on what the brothers are telling me. Now, that's all I can tell you. Travis Hunter is angry at everyone that calls her a whore. He's angry at everyone that calls her a whore. He's upset because this is his life. You don't decide who he loves. And he does not want you minding his business. And he's planning on marrying her. Now, here's the part I need that I don't understand. Why do people in the world care? Meaning, people in the world want Travis Hunter to do what? Break that part down for me real fast. Levi.
If I may, based on all the videos that are circulating, they warning him not to marry this woman.
Now, that's what I thought, Levi. Continue.
Because she is after his money.
She's a gold
sum
digger,
it up.
and she has sex with other men, probably, based on her conduct. Am I right about that or not? You got videos?
Concert.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just shared a video.
Someone else give me Proverbs 7. Strange woman. She lie in wait. That's the one you need. All right. Akim, I'm going to help you out with the Travis Hunter story, but I don't believe you understand what the real story is about Travis Hunter because of your own lust and proclivity to sexual deviance. Let me help you young brothers with something that you're going to learn the hard way. Here's what you got to know about Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is going to have to learn like we all learned. Let that nigga learn the hard way. Let him learn just like me. I learned. You trying to help him out. Nah, nigga. Learn like I learned. Learn like me up in that jail. Learn like me with that child support. And you don't know who the baby's daddy is. Learn like the rest of us. Travis Hunter can't learn like the rest of us. He gonna learn just like we learn, brother. You trying to spare Travis Hunter the practical knowledge. Give him that Travis practical knowledge, that we all went and got. We all learned it. He gonna learn it the way we did. You want to spare him the practical knowledge. No, you can't, brother. You can't. He got to have it that way. Here's the thing about life. Either you're going to learn the hard way or the easy way. The truth is, you're going to learn the hard way. You understand me? That's the truth of life. You're going to learn the hard way about a hoe. You ain't learning the easy way. What's the easy way? Look at her conduct. Look how she's dressed. Look, who is learning like that? You're going to get the practical knowledge when it comes to whores, brother. I'll explain. Please, from you, tell them about what happened to you. Break it down. They don't want to talk about it. Tell them what it really is out here. They don't want to hear that.
Proverbs.
They don't want. Travis don't want none of that. Jesus, warning him. Where was y'all niggas at when I was 18? I ain't see y'all out here.
That's right.
Where was y'all at when I was 18? Ain't tell me a goddamn thing. I had to go ahead and learn. Well, Travis, you gonna learn like I learned. Go ahead, Ephraim. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 7, verse 12. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner.
She lieth in wait at every corner. Brothers, let me help you with something about a whore that you are missing with the Travis Hunter story. If Travis Hunter marries her, that means nothing because you can divorce her. That means nothing. You can get a woman to sign a prenuptial agreement in every state, I think, but California. And it is hard to break those prenuptial agreements. There's a clause in prenuptial agreements. There's an infidelity clause that if she commits infidelity, she could get nothing or some small amount that you agreed to ahead of time. A marriage doesn't mean anything. You know what means everything? Sex. It is not important that he doesn't marry this woman. It's important that he doesn't have sex with her. That's the real lesson. Now, who out there agrees with that? Everyone who is mad at Travis Hunter for wanting to marry that whore does have sex with a whore. You can't have sex with whores and then tell Travis Hunter he shouldn't marry one, because sex is the actual thing that is going to destroy your life when it comes to a whore. Who knows why? Grown people. Because when you have sex with a whore, what happens? What happens then, Aisha?
You have children with a whore.
Yeah, that's where babies come from, young brothers. Is there a prenuptial agreement for child support? That doesn't exist. There is no agreement for child support. None. That woman could say, if I have a baby with you, I will only take $10 from you. A judge is going to throw that away and do what's in the best interest of the child, which means you're getting a child support bill for $40,000 a month, regardless of what you agreed to, because the child is the real money maker, the kid. Well, if you have sex with her, you're going to get her pregnant. Marrying a whore doesn't matter. Having sex with a whore is what is going to destroy your life. Never touch a whore. Do you think all these brothers who have terrible stories about women ruining their lives, did they get marriage licenses with them? None of us did. You're still going to jail for child support. You're going to go to work every day and give that child who doesn't like you because their mother tells them not to like you, you're going to give that child every penny of your money. It drove Brian McKnight out of his goddamn mind. He went nuts. Brian McKnight, that child support bill coming to him will make you go insane. Tyrese, that child support bill, brother, it'll cripple a man in his mind. Here you go. You 45. You ain't had a hit song since the 80s. You in there like, oh, shit, I got to keep pop locking. Damn it. Do I do what you do? Shit. You going to cry at night. You can't sing anymore. You can't dance anymore. Your knees hurt. Guess what? You owe $40,000 in child support from a woman that you don't need a marriage license with to get that bill. Brothers, don't have sex with a whore. Forget the marriage license. That's nothing. Do not put your penis in a woman that is not reputable and honorable and has been vetted. Don't have sex with her. If you are fixated on who Travis Hunter marries, you don't understand the game in this land, Doc. The sex is what destroys you. the sex, not the marriage license. Do you understand? That's what you better get your goddamn head around. Because if you're thinking it's marriage, you are going to have sex with a whore tomorrow. And you know what? You just won't marry her. She's getting pregnant, Og. She's going to get pregnant. And when she gets pregnant, you're going to be standing in front of a judge like, what can I do? I can't pay this. You're going to get fired. The judge is going to not lower your child support. You're going to lose your job. The judge is not going to lower your child support at all. And guess what? The child is going to hate you. That's the terrible thing, in that you're going to pay all this money, right? You're going to work every day for this child, and then the child doesn't want to see you. Do you understand? The child hates you. And before you know it, you just look at this child like, this child is the worst thing that ever happened to me. A lot of your fathers didn't come around you because of this. Your fathers had a child support bill that was killing them. And then when they went to see you, you were like this. You ain't my father. Jimmy over here, he my father. Is Jimmy paying all this effing money for child support? You know what? Jimmy can have you. Let Jimmy be your damn daddy then. Let Jimmy. And so meanwhile, the child hates you. Your father stopped coming around because of child support. And guess what? Your father has a warrant, which means he's running and hiding and dipping and dodging his whole life. He can't show up to your house for your birthday. If he comes to your house on his birthday, your grandmother is going to get him arrested. He stays away. It doesn't matter who you marry. That's irrelevant. You go get a divorce decree tomorrow. It matters who you have sex with. Sex is the bond that you make with a woman that you cannot break up. Now, I'm not even talking about, my God, the women. You have sex with the wrong man, you're going to get cancer. That's what's going to happen to you. You're going to die. There are women that are dead because they had sex with a man that they should not have had sex with. Now they had this cancer. What's the cancer that women get from sex? Oh, God. It begins with a P. Some P.
HPV?
HPV. There's a strain of HPV that if a woman catches it, she gets cancer. You understand me? Cancer. Now imagine this woman saying, who shall I get a ring from? Who should I get married to? Bitch, if you have sex with him, you're going to die of HPV cancer. You worried about a marriage license? I've never seen one of those kill anybody. But I do know that there are penises out here that kill women. Kill them dead. Women get HIV more than people in sub-Saharan Africa. And they die. I've never seen a marriage license that killed any woman. Sex is the dangerous thing that you do in life, not legal agreements in a justice of the peace. Go do it. You know what? Go do it with your homie, with your friend. Do it with another man. Can't you? Can two men go get a marriage license? Yeah, they can. They can go get a marriage license tomorrow. Two men, two women. They can do that. If you have sex with a man, however, that's a sin. That's a crime. Sex is the thing that is dangerous. Sex is the thing that ruins your life. Sex is the thing that is life-threatening. And you have to watch out for having sex with the wrong person. Do you understand? Christians are against gay marriage. You've heard that before, right? The UPK is against gay sex. Do you see the difference, or you don't know what I'm talking about? Gay marriage is a contract in court. And you could do it, and it's not a sin. I can say, oh, come on, Aisha, sign this. Here we go. That's it. All right, I'm the woman, you the man. Do it. Done. We sign it. We walk out of there. Done. We got free health care. We go back to tearing up women tails every day. Is that some crime? You have to show me the law about that. I do know there's a law against homosexuality, though. You see, in everything, you think about that marriage license like it has power. It has no power. Two men could go do it. Two women could go do it. They could do it, and they have not committed a sin. because it's a financial agreement. If you and I could become business partners, why couldn't we go get married? It's the same thing. It's a business agreement, but we damn sure can't have sex because sex is the thing that is truly spiritual and dangerous and bonds you with someone. The UPK is not against gay marriage. The UPK is against being gay.
Right.
You understand? Being a homosexual, having gay sex. What in the hell difference does it make if two men go down there and get a marriage license with each other? I don't know why you would do it, but who gives a F about it? You damn sure better not kiss each other, though. You damn sure better not have gay sex with each other. That's a sin. That's what's going to get you killed. Well, it's the same parallel with having sex with a whore. You can go marry a whore. Why can't you? You can't get AIDS from marrying a whore. Do you understand me? You cannot get AIDS from marrying a whore. You cannot get her pregnant from marrying her. You cannot get a woman pregnant from signing your initials or signing an agreement. You get women pregnant from sex. Sex is what is important in life. Sex. If you don't get that about Travis Hunter, you better get it about yourself. Please, the precept, the one in Proverbs. Now I'm going to tell you what a whore looks like. Now, when I'm breaking this down, I'm not breaking it down so that you don't marry her. I'm breaking this down so you don't have sex with her. Everybody gets it. Please.
Khan. Proverbs chapter 7, verse 12. Now is she without.
Now is she where?
Without.
You know where those whores are? Outside. Oh, they out there, brother. They out there on that Instagram, on that TikTok. They out there catfishing you, some meeting you. They bring you down to some hotel. Bring you down to meet. They outside, these whores. You go outside, that's where you find them. Outside now is the internet. They're out there. You go reach in the outside and go find you a whore. Go ahead.
Khan. Now in the streets.
In the streets. That's what whores are. Y'all know that. Whores are out there in the streets, for the streets, in the streets. Keep going.
Khan. And lieth in wait at every corner.
They lie in wait, meaning when you meet a girl on Instagram, Mark, I know you think you're so handsome. Of course you are. What you don't know is that this whore is a trap. She's not just out here waiting for your handsome face to come online. She is a trap waiting. The way she's dressed. You know how a whore dressed when she shows her breasts. She shows her butt. She shows her body. In your mind, you're thinking about how wonderful it would be to have sex with her. What you don't see is that this is a worm on a hook. She's a trap. She's dressing like this to trap the simple, the stupid. This is bait on a hook. Continue.
Khan. Verse 13. So she caught him.
So she what?
So she caught him.
That's what happened to Travis Hunter. You worried about, is Travis Hunter having sex with that hoe right now? He's already got it. He's done. You worried about him getting a marriage license with this bitch. He's already effing her, which means he's done. That's it. That's his woman. What do you want him to do? Not have a marriage license? Fine. Don't have a marriage license. He's getting her pregnant. That's going to happen. Do I need to play Tyrese crying? Would that help you? Yeah, you don't want that. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'll take your advice. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, young brother. Put your hand up. What do you want to say? Say again.
Why was it for $40,000?
Well, because the judge believes that Tyrese is rich. And if you're rich, then you have to just give all your money to a bad woman. So you don't ever want to have a girlfriend who's a bad woman, ever. You want a good woman. I'll answer his question, Hazahab. What's your question? Let him ask it. Go ahead.
I can.
Good enough. Give him a hand. Let's get out some money. Come on up and get $2 for that question, for that answer. Come on up, warrior. Come on up here and get this money. I'll give you another $1 for that. Give me the other young brother, too. They answering questions, intelligent. Good job. There you go, warrior. Good job. All right. Good job, brother. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barak Thumb. Good job. Clap it up. All right. All right. You better be careful. You better marry good girls. And when I say marry, what am I talking about? I'm talking about sex. That's what I'm talking about. Keep going.
And kissed him. And with an impudent face.
Read that again. Don't skip over that part.
She
did what?
And kissed him.
She went and got a marriage license with him.
And kissed him.
They went and bought a ring.
And kissed him.
They called in the justice of the peace.
And kissed him.
She made herself look like something you could not resist. And then she gave you some sugar. She kissed you. It's over. Done. She kissed him. Go ahead.
And with an impudent face said unto him, verse 14, I have peace offerings with me.
With an impudent face, she says, I have peace offerings with me. She wants to give you something. Oh, she wants to bring you in that house. Some of them, they'll try to cook for you. They'll tell you, listen, come over to my house. I'm going to cook something for you. I'm going to buy you. You young brothers, you know they give you, right? Those video games. They know these bras that learned about your love for those video games. They say, you don't want to come see me? Listen, I got the new Xbox 3000. What you like? Night of the Hunter? Or what's the one with the guns? Y'all all get to pretend you're Navy SEALs on there. What's the one y'all get to pretend you in the military? Esau's military. Call of Duty. You listen. She go. Mwah. You know I got the Call of Duty over there. I got that chair. They got what's the video game chair y'all like? The shit look like you launching an aircraft carrier. The shit like zzz, zzz. The shit got that chair y'all like to play those video games in. These bros will go get that chair up and get the video games and that big TV. Ooh, you over in that house, brother. You sitting in there playing those video games and that aircraft carrier chair. Keep going. I have gift offerings for you. Keep going.
This day have I paid my vows.
This day I have paid my vows. I'm giving you the things that I need to give you to get you to come home with me. To get you to come home with me. Keep going.
Verse 15. Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee.
Keep going.
Verse 16. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry.
You understand? There's a woman out there that is so skilled at getting you to sign a marriage decree, at getting you to go to the justice of the peace. What did she deck?
I have decked my bed.
I have decked my lawyer's office.
My bed.
I have decked the contract.
My bed.
I have decked the rings.
My bed.
She's trying to get you in bed. Travis Hunter is in that bed right now. He's done. He's going to learn like I learned. He's going to learn like me at 18 years old. He's going to learn, brother. That's it. He's going to learn the practical way. Keep going.
With coverings of tapestry.
Oh, this bed is beautiful. They're going to bring you in that bed, with the Xbox sitting right there. Cook you something, get you in that house, The bed is beautiful. It's, most of you, it's going to be like going from mama to mama. You're going to leave your mama's house, and there's another mama over here with an Xbox and food ready to bring you into her house. Continue.
With carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. Verse 17. I have perfumed my bed.
Y'all hear this? Perfume my marriage license.
I have perfumed my bed.
Perfume the rings.
My bed.
Do you see this? This is a common theme we're going to here, Rock. This is about sex, young men. You see, you don't care who you have sex with. And this is what makes me sick about you dummies out there. You dummies are so strict about the kind of woman you will marry, and you are not strict at all about the kind of woman you have sex with. When sex is the thing that's going to kill you, not the marriage license. Sex. That's the real thing. But when it comes to sex, you'll meet a woman on Instagram tomorrow and have sex with her. Will you marry her? Oh, no, I would never marry a woman like Travis Hunter's woman. Oh, you'll never marry her. Who will you have sex with, though? Anybody. Anyone. You're worse than Travis Hunter. You're worse than him. Continue.
Khan Khan. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Verse 18. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning.
Come, let us have a license with each other.
Come, let us take our
Let
fill
us
of
take
love.
our fill of love until tomorrow. Until tomorrow, which is about the length of time you're going to get these whores for. Until the sun rises. When the sun comes up, it's over, Akim. It's done. Keep going.
Khan Khan. Let us solace ourselves with loves.
Solace means to satisfy. Let us satisfy ourselves with love, with amour. Keep going.
Khan Khan. Verse 19. For the good man is not at home.
Read that again.
For the good man is not at home.
Let me give you your future, young brothers. Some evil bitch is going to move you into her house to have sex with her. In doing so, you are going to have to get rid of the cat who was there before. He's going to come over. You're going to meet him at the door. He's going to come over. He's going to say, yeah, I'm here to see my kids. I'm here to get my things. You'll stand there like, you're the man now around here. Yeah, you can come on in and, talk. He was just sitting in that same chair. Him. He was just watching that TV. And he's going to look at you in there like, motherfucker, that was my video games. I played Call of Duty right there where you sitting at right now. And he was just there. But because you're a real man, you're going to feel all, territorial. He's coming in the house, you in there now. He was there last week. But you're territorial. You want him out of there. He calling over there. You're going to hear him arguing with her at night. They're going to get in arguments. And as they're arguing, you're going to feel like, damn, they shouldn't be arguing. This is my woman now. It was his last week. Of course they're arguing. You're going to feel those feelings of, I am pushing a man out of here. And I have to push him out to claim the video game controllers. I got to push him out. The good man is gone. He's not here anymore. The good man of the house. Now it's your turn to come in. Now it's time for you to get a turn. Travis Hunter is getting his turn. Do you understand? Everybody gets their turn. Everybody gets their turn. It's Travis Hunter's turn. Next, it might be yours, huh? You want a turn, brother, right in front, Ephraim? Ephraim being there next. You'll be like, Travis Hunter, nigga, it's time to go. I'm in here now, Travis. Everybody is going to get a turn. Now. It's just Travis Hunter's turn now. The good man is gone. Keep going.
Khan Khan. He has gone a long journey.
Keep going.
Verse 20. He hath taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. Verse 21. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield.
With her much fair what?
With her
speech. Oh, the talking. Oh, you sold this and you sold that and you sold this. And, no one has ever made me feel like this. I've never, all the, let me give you another hint. All the talk about her ex is setting you up to be better than her ex. You understand? Well, this is what you'll come and tell me. Well, sir, he used to abuse her. He was a very abusive man. he was abusing her. Nigga, you about to abuse her when she catch you with that nigga over there. You about to go straight upside that head. You gonna wonder, yeah, sir, he was so abusive. You know what he did, Doc? He didn't take good care of his kids. He did not take good care of his kids. I'm over here now. I'm babysitting the kids. I'm taking good care. Oh, that ex of hers, though, he didn't take good care of those kids. How you doing, brother? You taking wonderful care of them, aren't you? You doing? And guess what? Someone is going to take good care of yours. That's enough on this. I taught you too much because I want you to learn the hard way. I don't even want you to learn this in the Bible. I want you to be like Travis Hunter and stick that nasty penis of yours in every nasty thing you find so that you can teach better classes than me on this. So you can learn this the practical way. Gracias. Give it a hand. All right. Let me go into this. I got to wrap it. Now we're going into come on. Let me get into the foundational Black Americans. Okay, or I could do it during the cross the line if you want. You gotta tell me where it fits. Okay, now, so the foundational Black Americans, clap it up. Now, I'm going to try to explain this to you as briefly as I can for the purpose. The foundational Black Americans started here. I'm going to show you where it started. It started with Kamala Harris. Have you heard of her? She was about to be the president of the United States. Give me Kamala Harris. Do you have it? Tazar, this is good. The entire movement started with a promise from the Democratic Party. That's where it started from. The brother has it right here. We're going to play it. Kamala Harris, at one time was the senator from California. She was a federal senator from the state of California. Kamala Harris went out on the campaign trail and said, I support a committee to research reparations. And she campaigned and said that she would fight for research for reparations. Because she said that, different Black leaders in the state of California went and began to show up at town halls and meetings to say, I want to be part of the research on how reparations will be given out. What do you have? Shar?
In the area of reparations for descendants of Africans enslaved. If you elected president, would you sign that bill if it came across your desk?
When I am elected president, I will sign that bill.
They said, Kwame Ashala.
Tariq Nasheed said, hallelujah. Play it one more time. This is Kamala Harris when she was running for president. She's meeting with Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton asked her, when you are elected president, will you sign the bill making reparations legal? Does everyone know what reparations are? Reparations is money given to the descendants of slaves for the tragedy and the robbery that their ancestors undertook from being slaves. Kamala Harris said this. Go ahead.
But in the area of reparations for descendants of Africans enslaved. If you elected president, would you sign that bill if it came across your desk?
When I am elected president, I will sign that bill.
The crowd is up. Cesaria, because Kamala Harris said this, because she said for the descendants of slaves, that is the birth of the foundational Black American movement. That, because she said, I will support reparations for the descendants of slaves. Every Black person in California began to say, well, what is a descendant of a slave? It's not the West Indians. It's not the Hispanics. It's not. We have to figure out what is a descendant of a slave, because Kamala Harris said that she would support reparations to the descendants of slaves. Let me give you one person that got caught up under it. You have it?
I haven't showed what I need.
Where it opens the floor for other groups to come in and undermine us.
reparations in the form of lineage-based compensation
Stop.
is not a compensation for
Reparations in the form of lineage-based reparations. Where did he get that from, Tazaryak? Kamala Harris. You get my point? Kamala Harris has already said, and she is Tariq Nasheed's senator. Tariq Nasheed lives in California. She is his senator. And she's saying, I will support reparations for the descendants of slaves. Tariq Nasheed goes to the town halls and he says, well, reparations for lineage-based slaves can include Puerto Ricans, can include Hispanics, can include West Indians, because Tariq Nasheed is already dividing up the money before he has it.
Right.
He doesn't even have the money. He's already dividing it up. Well, niggas in the South, you get it. West Indians, you can't have none. Puerto Ricans, you can't have none. Mexicans, you can't have none. Meanwhile, to Zaryak, there ain't no damn money.
Right.
There's none. Tariq Nasheed is already spending it, already dividing it up. And there is none. You know what he's dividing up? Kamala Harris's promises. She promised it. I just showed you the promise. Play Tariq Nasheed again.
Is not a compensation for racism. Let's be very clear. If we open the door to racism, Hispanics can come in, Asians can come in, Middle Eastern people can come in. It will become affirmative action again, where we are left holding the crumbs and everybody else is holding the cake. So we have to focus on the lineage-based reparations.
Stop. That is what he came. He went to multiple town halls held by, who had the town halls? Kamala Harris. And the Democratic Party had all these town hall meetings where they would decide, how should this imaginary fucking money be spent? The money is imaginary. There wasn't any money, but they all had meetings, to Zaryak, on who should get it. West Indians, no, you don't get any of this money. Puerto Ricans, no. Mexicans, no. Haitians, no. The only ones that get this money is, there is no money. They all just believe Kamala. When Kamala said, I will sign it into law. You know what happened one day after that? The Supreme Court struck down all affirmative action in the country. Affirmative action is illegal now. There is no such thing as affirmative action. Affirmative action was legal for 50 years. Donald Trump became president, and he named four of the 9 Supreme Court justices were assigned by Donald Trump. 4 of the 9. He's president again. He's going to at least do 2 more. There is not going to be affirmative action, let alone reparations. There's going to be nothing that helps blacks or Hispanics at all. Donald Trump is going to name at least 2 more Supreme Court justices, which means that is over. Guess what happened in California? Tariq Nasheed is from California, everyone. Tariq Nasheed is from California. After Tariq Nasheed went to all of the town halls held by the Democrats, went to everything in the state of California. What's the capital of California? Sacramento. You know what happened to Zaryak? Something that the UPK knew was going to happen. I'll show you. Play it.
Legislative session, state lawmakers have until midnight tonight to pass proposed laws for the year ahead of the deadline. Advocates for reparations for Black Californians have been protesting all day as lawmakers plan to block 2 key bills for that effort. KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala is live at the state capitol right now with what's happening. Ashley?
That's right, Orko. This has been the big story mainly all day here. California's Legislative Black Caucus, which represents the Black members of the state legislature, confirmed that lawmakers will not move forward with those 2 key proposals. The first, SB 1403, which would establish a state agency to oversee the state's reparations efforts. The other, SB 1331, that would establish a state fund for reparations. So the blocking of these bills has angered protesters who've been in the Capitol Rotunda all day, yelling at lawmakers in the assembly to bring the bills up for a vote. State Senator Stephen Bradford said Governor Newsom's office asked him to make changes to the bill that would establish the state agency and to instead turn it into a study of reparations recommendations by the University of California. Bradford would not accept the changes, and he says the Legislative Black Caucus is afraid of the veto. But the leader of the Legislative Black Caucus, Assemblymember Lori Wilson, denied this. Bradford told us, though, the bills have the votes.
We're at the finish line, and I think we as a Black Caucus owe it to
Time's sake, Cesario. It failed in the state Supreme Court of California. It's ended. And guess who ended it? The Congressional Black Caucus of California did not allow it to be sent up for a vote. Black people stopped reparations in California. They stopped it. It failed. Black people, brother, went crazy. In Sacramento, they could not believe that this law that they had so much hope in, they thought we were going to get all of this money. Not the West Indians, not the Haitians, but we were going to get this money. Come to find out, the black people in California killed the bill, and it failed. Tariq Nasheed is not evil. He's naive. He's just naive. Do you think Commanding General Yohanna ever thought that black people were going to get reparations? Never. Commanding General Yohanna never believed in aliens either. Do you understand? This is for children. You're a child. Tariq Nasheed is a child. And he's just a sucker. And it's heavy because I remember him when he first came out. He was a pimp, Cesario. I don't know if you know that. You remember that. Tariq, please? He's everything he wants to be. He used to be a pimp. Well, guess what? Kamala Harris pimped Tariq Nasheed. She pimped him because Tariq Nasheed thought that he was going to be the one in charge of who gets all of this black money. He was going to stop it from going to those Puerto Ricans and those Mexicans. They can't have any of this. And you Jamaicans, you can't have any of this money either that me, Tariq Nasheed, is in charge of who gets it. There was no money. There was never going to be any money. Can I give you a parallel? Show me the $20 bill. Can you show me that, Tariq Nasheed? Anyone remember this? Who remember? Who knows what this is here? Ephraim, you ever seen this before? Oh, I'm from the tribe of Judah. I know what this is. You know what? This is what Kamala told us would be the new $20 bill. She said that from now on, Harriet Tubman was going to be on the $20 bill. You know what black people said? Hallelujah. Oh, they believed that Commanding General Yohanna knew there was never going to be Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. They thought it would be in California. Tariq Nasheed thought Harriet Tubman would be the new face on the $20 bill. Anybody seen Harriet Tubman on the 20? Is that on there? You got any Harriets in your pocket? Anybody? You see, we're not naive in the Israelite school of UPK. You foundational black Americans, you're suckers for white people. You know what your problem is in the foundational black American movement? You trust white people too much. You trust white people. With all of your blackness, you still trust white people. You should have known there would never be reparations, and Harriet Tubman is never going. Harriet Tubman ain't going to be on the 20, and you're not getting any 20s. Any. At all for slavery. You should have known that. The reason you didn't know it is because you trust white people. You're a fool for white people. You're a sucker. You're a whore for white people. Kamala Harris pimped you with a lie. This reparations pipe dream that you thought. Listen, Tariq Nasheed thought it was happening to Zaryak, which is why he's deciding who the money goes to. You get my point? He thought, well, who should get it? They should get it. They shouldn't get it. It was never going to happen anyway. Neither is the Harriet $20 bill ever going to effing happen. But you did get out there and vote. I would ask Tariq Nasheed if he voted for Kamala. I would wonder if he voted out there for Kamala Harris. I would wonder if he told people to vote for her because she was going to give reparations. You dummy, you're a child. You know who else is a child? Umar Johnson. Who? Look up the turkey leg hut. Raise your hand if you heard of the turkey leg hut. Oh my God. Is the turkey leg hut open? The turkey leg hut is closed. Brothers out there watching, the turkey leg hut was so famous. It was owned by Beyonce, which makes it a place of worship right there. It's a church, basically, because Beyonce owns it. The turkey leg hut was a destination place to go to in Houston. Black people were coming to the turkey leg hut from everywhere on the planet. Where is the turkey leg hut at now? It's closed down. Do you know why? Because it is damn near impossible to make a successful black business in America. Umar Johnson thought he could open up a school. Umar Johnson is naive. Right. Do you understand? He's not evil. He's just a child. He thought that he could open up this giant school for the Frederick Douglass red, black, and green blackness in Umoja. When Beyonce can't sell turkey legs. It's hard to have a successful black business. It's hard, Doc. It's damn near impossible. His problem is he thought it would be easy. Tariq Nasheed thought that Kamala Harris kept her promises. Tariq Nasheed thought that the Governor Newsom kept his promises. Tariq Nasheed got pimped by white people. It was never going to happen. What you should do is seek that thing that will happen. Seek that thing that is a guarantee. God's word is a guarantee. God's word will happen. You trust in him and not in the Democratic Party. With that, pass the class over to the officer in the back. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on.
Slaki, sir, if we could get a final
Christmas to YouTube.
One last video.
And all you poor fuckers out there. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to YouTube. And all you poor fuckers out there. You know. And we're going to show, that's pan down. Move a little more. That's what Christmas is supposed to look like, you poor fucks. And if it doesn't look like it, there's about 300 presents here. If something ain't right, if your Christmas doesn't look like this.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Go ahead. Oh! You want me to be here? Okay, no. Okay, no. No, you got it. Y'all got it. Congratulations.
Like, I'll watch on y'all.
Y'all watching y'all shop up top.
We're gonna go ahead and come on. You don't want this man been asking me to take this test about a week after he got like 2 days. He said, I'm ready to take the test. And this brother aced the test, man. So we're going forward no longer a trooper. So I'm going to put it on your head. All right. We're going to say the prayers up here. Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
All Yahweh.
All Yahweh.
From Yahweh.
From Yahweh.
Auyaka.
Where it comes from.
Shah Yahweh. From Yahweh.
From Yahweh.
Auyaka.
Where it comes from. Shalom.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh.
Shah. Barak. Rapah.
Magun.
Shafwan.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
Water.
Men of Israel, Madim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to get one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Madim Shabbath, Amadium, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shabrak Thumb. Yajamata, which means hands down. Saw faces sisters. Sisters, Amadian, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amadiam Shabbat. Amadiam, Barak. Yahweh Shema Anatha Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Yajamata, which means hands down, class dismissed.